writing checks.
The Morning Rush starts right now.
And welcome into the Morning Rush on this beautiful day here in the great state of Arkansas. Appreciate everybody listening in this morning. John Neighbors, Tommy Kraft, Maddie T, all in studio with you today. And thank you, as always, for making us a part of your morning this morning. Hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. I know if you're a Razorback basketball fan, you certainly had a wonderful weekend, which we are going to recap that. We're also going to get into some NFL playoffs. Now we have the NFC and AFC championship games are set. Some great games there. National championship game tonight in college football between LSU and Clemson. I mean, right now, today's show is going to be chock full of everything going on. So it's going to be an exciting time, I know. And if you want to get in on that conversation, call or text in the Morning Rush at 877-377-6963. Yeah, we're going to go through it all, but we have to start this conversation with Arkansas basketball and that victory that they had against the Ole Miss Rebels on the road by a final score of 76-72. Yeah. I mean, Arkansas for the majority of this game was down, and in some cases was even down big by double digits, by 11 points.
But they came out of the gate so well. Arkansas was up 10-2 early.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's another one of these games you're sitting here scratching your head like LSU. What happened? What forced Arkansas to have to come from behind from double digits behind to do it again after leading handle? I know as the outset of this game it was 10-2, but Arkansas found themselves once again going from up nearly double digits to down double digits, all in the swing of a first half.
Mm-hmm.
Again.
Yep. I mean, it's just almost like you have to expect it every single time they're out there. But it's it's on the hands of Isaiah Joe of why this team won this game. I mean, there's no question about it. He goes out for 34 points. He tied his career high. 7 of 13 from three-point land, 5 of 5 from the free throw line. Also had 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. I mean, he was everything that you needed on the road, especially in a game like this. And there's some other players, of course, that we'll break down and we'll talk about. But it's amazing now, Tommy, that we have seen, I think, enough evidence. Like, one game is just maybe a shot in the pan, but we have seen enough evidence that this team has a resiliency that cannot be matched. I mean, most teams, and we have seen historically most teams that Arkansas has had even going on the road, not saying Ole Miss was a tough environment, but still going on the road, down double digits, getting out-rebounded, getting frustrated because, let's be honest, too, Tom, it seemed like there for a while every time that Arkansas would make a big three or big shot, Ole Miss would come right down on the other end, get an and one or get a three of themselves. It always was one step forward, 2 steps back there for a little bit, and those are the type of frustrating games that you got to have as a team where it's like you just can't get over that hump. But this team did not flinch. They did not give up, and once again, being down by 11, apparently being down by 11 to Arkansas is a bad thing nowadays, but being down 11, Arkansas storms back and gets a victory again.
Lets you know that this team doesn't quit. Resilience, just one of many great words you could use to describe this team that really seems to be taking on the personality somewhat of its head coach. That's what you want teams to do when you're trying to put a program together right now. And that's exactly there seems to be a personality change with even these same players that are on this team right now. So, big game, obviously, a lot of momentum going into a big week that we're going to talk about, too, as well this morning with Vanderbilt and Kentucky on Wednesday and Saturday. So, but 34 from Isaiah Joe was just incredible. I'm going to tell you another big moment was that he had 2 steals late, but the one where he jumped in front of the pass, right in front of the bench, what was that, inside a minute to go, was a huge –
It's off offensive rebound.
Huge moment where, Ole Miss had gotten the rebound. They were going to pass from the what we would call the coffin corner, down deep in the corner near the by the 3-point line, and pull it back out near the elbow or the 28-foot line, and he just jumped in front of the pass and got it. And that was a big, huge defensive play in the game to go along with those 34 points.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing is that, you can say it's about, the points and everything that Isaiah Joe had, which is, of course, the case. But it's not just him, but there's other players, too. It's about the clutch plays, man. Yep. It's not like Arkansas has been winning these games because they just get hot from 3 and they're unstoppable and they have the lead the entire game. What is it to have a comeback? What do you have to have? You have to have clutch plays. You have to have Adrio Bailey on a 5-point possession because Isaiah Joe hit a 3 and Adrio Bailey gets fouled underneath. Adrio Bailey goes free throw line, hits both of his free throws. You have Jimmy Witt late in the game, who's a terrible free throw shooter for a guard, 65% from the field. It wasn't meant to be him, but Mason Jones slips, has to get it to him. He goes up, nails both of his free throws. Those are the type of clutch plays that you have to win a game like this, and Arkansas has been having those guys step up.
That could have been a total disaster. Obviously, you set up the inbound to get it into the hands of Isaiah Joe or Mason Jones, who are your most sure-handed free throw shooters. And you mentioned Mason Jones just slips coming and kind of towards the near sideline if you're watching on TV, and then just kind of turns and just flips the ball, just kind of slings it.
Very dangerous play.
And Jimmy Witt is there. And Jimmy Witt, for always having the struggles and let's just say his free throw mechanic isn't real pretty. The way he just kind of it's kind of like a push pass up there. He was 7 for 8 in the game. That put Arkansas up 4 when he made those 2 free throws. That was a huge moment.
Yeah, I mean, there was just multiple moments of these guys that they have to make plays down the stretch, and that's exactly what they did. And Mason Jones didn't even have that great of a game. Speaking of it from offensively, I mean, he was 3 of 12 from the field, only had 13 points, 6 of 6 from the free throw line, but he did have 6 rebounds. Arkansas, and he had 9 assists. That's what's a huge thing for him. He had 9 assists in this game as well. Arkansas got out-rebounded big time again, 40-28.
Not as bad as the other night.
Not as bad as the other night.
Not as bad at Baton Rouge.
But it is improvement. And here's another thing, too, Tommy, that I know we're going to go through all the stats, but Ole Miss had shot 96% from the free throw line. They missed 1 free throw.
But Arkansas in the first half couldn't throw it in the ocean. Let's see. First half field goal percentage, 26%. That was really the problem in this game for Arkansas. They got out to a great start, led 10-2 out of the gate. Their biggest lead in the game was, in that first 4 or 5 minutes. Ole Miss couldn't figure out what was going on. Arkansas was making a few buckets there. And then Arkansas just went ice cold from the floor. 8 of 30 in the first half. 3 of 12 from behind the three-point line. I mean, 12's not even enough, honestly, in a half, because you look at what they did in the second half. Well, it's 5 of 8 for the game. They were 8 of 20. So, I mean, maybe 12 isn't enough. I don't know. We just go back and compare, but
yeah.
It seems like you need to shoot more of those just to get your way out of that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, 8 of 30 from the floor in the first half. First half shooting was horrendous. Second half, they flip it around, coming out of the locker room, go 57% and go 5 of 8 from behind the three-point line. And here's the other thing this team didn't do. They didn't miss a free throw in the second half.
No,
14 of 14 in the second half from the charity line.
Again, clutch plays and clutch free throws. And we're going to discuss all of that here on this Hot Take Monday presented by Crabtree RV.
Hey, coming up, the Fort Smith RV Boat and Outdoor Show is coming to Crabtree RV in Alma. If you're in Northwest Arkansas, River Valley, Russellville, Eastern Oklahoma, wherever you're listening this morning, it is easy to get to Crabtree RV. Exit 13 off of I-40. They're going to have not just travel trailers and fifth wheels, bass boats, ski boats, pontoon boats, your chance to see incredible deals on golf carts, mowers, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, outdoor clothing and equipment. Plus, they'll be giving away a brand-new KZ Sportsman as well. Check out their Facebook page for all the details. It's at Crabtree RV in Alma. Parking and admission is free. It all happens January 31st through February 8th at Crabtree RV in Alma, where your family's dreams come true.
All right, we're going to have all these discussions about everything that happened over the weekend. Again, if you want to get in on the conversation, you can call or text into the Morning Rush at 877-377-6963. Because not only do I want to continue to talk about the Razorback basketball game, but get into the NFL playoffs and some of the great games that were there, and also this college football national championship game tonight. It is a party down in New Orleans. If you've seen some of the videos and some of the pictures, LSU fans are having a good time. Clemson's traveling as well. What is it going to mean for either of these teams winning that game? We'll talk about that and a lot more on the other side of the break. Stay with us, folks. More of the Morning Rush coming up next.
You're in the middle of Hot Take Monday, presented by Crabtree RV.
The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma. Load them up and take off on your next epic weekend. Toyota trucks are made to go anywhere and do all the things you love doing. And when your day winds down, one thing is for sure.
Let's come back next weekend.
Absolutely nothing sounds better than an amazing weekend made possible by the virtually indestructible Toyota Tundra and Tacoma.
Qualified buyers can get 0% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2020 Toyota Tundra Special Edition. Toyota, let's go places. Visit buyatoyota.com for details. Offers available in select states and 2-3-20.
Crabtree RV in Alma is celebrating their 70th anniversary by hosting the Greater Fort Smith RV Boat and Outdoor Show. Shop indoors and compare the top brands of travel trailers and fifth wheels, as well as bass, ski, and pontoon boats. This is your chance to take advantage of incredible deals on golf carts, mowers, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and outdoor clothing and equipment. We'll also be giving away a brand new KZ Sportsman. See Crabtree RV on Facebook for details. Parking is free, admission is free. So start planning your next outdoor adventure at the Greater Fort Smith RV Boat and Outdoor Show at Crabtree RV in Alma, January 31st through February 8th.
Making Moves is brought to you by LinkedIn Jobs.
Building winning teams is all about having the right person in each position. In the summer of 2017, the Philadelphia Eagles signed free agent running back LeGarrette Blount to a one-year deal. His unselfish contributions in the backfield and his veteran leadership in the locker room played a vital role in a season that culminated in a Super Bowl victory for the Eagles.
Build your winning team today. Go to linkedin.com/sports.
You wouldn't draft a linebacker to play as your quarterback, right? It's the same thing as when you're going to hire your next teammate. LinkedIn will match the right talent with your open roles fast. Post a job and you'll get great candidates with the right mix of skills, interests, and experience. So every hire you make is a win for your business. Go to linkedin.com/sports and get $50 off your first job post. That's linkedin.com/sports. linkedin.com/sports. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, folks. Larry Rath here with a better way to drive at Rath Auto Resources. New year, new you? That's a lot of pressure. How about new year, new ride? Now, we can make that happen. Just resolve to start driving better in the Rath Road Ready vehicle that's perfect for you, like a 2018 Toyota Corolla LE or a 2018 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. Your choice, just $14,993, and make no payments till spring. If you're like me and your holiday was sponsored by your credit card, that should give you more breathing room than losing a pant size. Waiting on a tax refund? Ask one of our non-commissioned solution specialists how you can use your W-2 to start driving better now. If you're keeping your current ride, our Meineke Car Care Center is there to make sure your car outlasts that new gym membership with buy 3, get 1 free on all tires and a basic oil change for only $24.95. Start driving better today with no payments till spring at Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price affects trade allowance.
The new year is here, and Art's Barbecue and Burgers is ready with healthy choices on their menu. Art's Barbecue and Burgers has smoked chicken that will melt in your mouth, a variety of salads to choose from, plus a grilled chicken breast that's always a smart option. And use the Waiter app to have the full menu at Art's Barbecue and Burgers brought to your home or business. Art's Barbecue and Burgers, giving you healthy choices to start the new year off right. Art's Barbecue and Burgers, next to Aaron's on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
Look your best with Perfecto Cleaners at the bottom of Fiena Hills. Count on same-day service, easy drive-through covered drop-off and pickup window, and fast turnaround on alterations. Perfecto Cleaners always goes the extra mile to ensure your clothes look their best, making you look your best. Be sure to clip their coupons in the yellow pages, and as always, in by 9 and out by 5 Monday through Friday. Perfecto Cleaners, just off Jenny Lind at the bottom of Fiena Hills. Perfecto Cleaners, making you look your best.
Are your real estate investments being properly managed? Are you sending a check or cashing a check each month? If you're tired of your current property managers, then call Trinity Multifamily. Trinity will qualify your tenants and leases, inspect your properties, and take care of maintenance and provide you with web-based access to current financial reports, leases, and pictures of your property. Call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
Is your home at least 10 years old and served by OG&E? OG&E is offering Arkansas customers a free weatherization program to increase your comfort and lower your bills. A trained crew will perform an energy audit at no cost to you, and if your home qualifies, our crews will install measures that will save you money. The services provided through this program are absolutely free to qualifying homes. If you could benefit from free home weatherization improvements, call OG&E at 1-800-272-9741. That's 1-800-272-9741.
Tri-Hill Turf offers the highest quality turf and pest services. Hey, you say those are big words. Well, let's see. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has a company agronomist, state and nationally certified technicians, free soil testing, and they even have precision GPS guided application equipment. Now that's high tech. For over 30 years, Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has used the latest application technology, and they strive for turf and pest excellence. They are your local turf and pest experts. Call the local team at 782-0404. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest.
At the toe, it's gotta be Gelco. For hard work and the great outdoors.
With quality and price and comfort you like, and savings that you're looking for.
We've got the shoes and boots, steel toes too, outerwear and a whole lot more.
Head to toe, it's gotta be Gelco.
For hard work and the great outdoors.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with John Neighbors and Tommy Kraft.
Point of parliamentary procedure. Don't screw around. They're serious this time. Take it easy. I'm in pre-law, man. Thought you pre-med. What's the difference?
Video streaming live on Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush. Let's get into some quick-hitting headlines presented by Williams Tractor.
Yes, New Holland Dealer Days right now at Williams Tractor. They're opening their doors for you to tackle the season ahead. Special preseason savings are available right now and featuring 0% financing, cashback offers, and select New Holland hay tools, tractors, and material handling equipment. Save on all of it. If you're thinking about trading in, right now is a great time during New Holland Dealer Days. So stop by and get all the details at Williams Tractor in Fayetteville, Berryville, or Bobcat of Northwest Arkansas in Rogers.
So over the weekend, Arkansas gets the victory over Ole Miss 76-72, as we discussed in the first segment. Also in the NFL, you have the playoffs in the divisional rounds, where on Saturday, the 49ers defeat the Vikings 27-10, and then the Titans beat the Ravens 28-12. The Ravens were the best team in the NFL as far as records go. They also were hosting the game, and they weren't even a factor in it. It was very strange and very weird to see that Ryan Tannehill is now going into the NFC Championship game with the AFC Championship game with the Titans. So, all right, whatever. That works too. So, all you Titans fans, for whoever's out there actually being Titans fans, you have that going for you. Also, in one of the craziest games, or at least the craziest halves you'll ever see, the Chiefs beat the Texans 51-31 yesterday. The Texans were up 24-0.
This game was crazy.
They were up 24-0. It looked like the Chiefs were just going through the motions in the first quarter. And then the second quarter happened, and boom, 28 points scored by the Chiefs in the second quarter, then 13 in the third, 10 in the fourth, and they never looked back. So it looked like the Chiefs were dead in the water. Andy Reid was going to have another disappointment, but Patrick Mahomes is a pretty good quarterback, it seems like. And you can never rule out this Chiefs team, especially with their explosive offense, so they get the victory there. And also the Packers beat the Seahawks late last night, 28-23. So
here's what you got this coming Sunday. At 2:05 in the early game, Titans at the Chiefs. That one will be on CBS, Kansas City, the early favorite, -7.5. And then the late game on Fox will be Packers at 49ers, 5:40, the scheduled kickoff. Right now, San Francisco, a 7-point favorite.
So two 7-point favorites?
7 and 7.5.
7.5?
Chiefs -7.5, San Francisco minus a touchdown. So 2:05, 5:40. For Sunday's games. One of my favorite sports days of the year.
Because of that reason, or what else?
Well, I think it in some ways is better than Super Bowl Sunday because it's all about the football. And we were
true.
Depends on if you really were these great games this weekend.
I wouldn't say great games, but they were intriguing.
Exactly. That's a great description. Usually, more often than not, the conference championship games, I think, are the best games of the playoffs. It's one full afternoon. You can go to church Sunday morning. You can come home. You can stir the cheese dip. You can get everything ready. And then it's football from 2 o'clock till you can't hold your head up anymore.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
I really, because you get primetime football because that late game won't be over till, and it's not too late.
Yeah.
It's like 9 o'clock.
It's a good time to end it.
Kind of like last night. Mm-hmm. So I love that Sunday, this coming Sunday, really more than Super Bowl Sunday, even though the Super Bowl's the Super Bowl. I get it.
Well, the Super Bowl is just more pomp and circumstance, and it's like.
Here's the deal. The true football fans watch the AFC and NFC championship games. You have and you have people over that want to watch that game, or you go somewhere with some buddies, and it's about football. And it's about watching a couple of good games. you don't know who's going to show up at a Super Bowl party. I mean, I told this story once that we went over to some family's house, and they had some friends over, and we sit down. They had just kicked it off. I mean, like, kickoff has happened. Guy sits down with his bowl of chili and goes, all right, who's winning? I mean, he was dead serious. He didn't watch. This is his first football of the decade, I think.
Did he even know
who's winning?
Did he even know who's playing?
I mean, he was. No, I don't think he did.
Yeah, no, it's because
I mean, you're always going to have those people in the room on a Super Bowl Sunday because it's just a party.
Yes, that's right.
They're showing up for the free booze.
Yeah, it's an event.
You know,
it's an event.
That can be slightly irritating.
Yeah, and are you lame if you don't go to some sort of Super Bowl party? Because everybody gets an invite or has friends that's having one or has one. I mean, I feel like it's almost, if you're not watching,
you're more lame if you're like me. You don't get invited to any Super Bowl parties.
Because you host all the parties. That's what you do.
I don't know about
you host the parties. But to me, it just always has seemed like even people that don't care about football, like you mentioned, still are at a party somewhere.
Yeah.
Still
I
going
want to go
through
to a party where I was telling someone this year that we ought to have a party and just tell everybody you're invited over at like noon, but come halftime, get the hell out.
Yep.
You know, this party is over at when the halftime performance. I couldn't even tell you who the halftime performance is this year.
I couldn't even either
off the top of my head,
and I feel like I should.
I'm pretty sure it's not George Strait, even though it should be.
I believe that's true.
When the halftime performance is over, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here because that's how I feel. I mean. The second half, that's the thing about going to a party is the second half, I want to kind of be kicked back at home.
It's Jennifer Lopez, so I mean,
she's okay to look at.
Yeah, she's aged well over the 50 years of her life. But I get what you're saying.
How's A-Rod doing?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, and I agree with you too, because it seems, at least for me, unless it's a team that I actually have a vested interest in.
Yeah.
I don't care about the game, and usually the game's not that great. Yeah. I mean, every so often you'll get a great one, but it just doesn't do it for me. And so that's why in a game like tonight, the national championship game in college football, that game's going to have my interest. That game's going to be the one where I'm going to be there from beginning to end seeing how this one goes.
What's the official kickoff tonight? Because I say 7, but it's not going to be 7. It'll be like 7:12 or 7:21 or... Do you know the official kickoff? Because it's listed at 7 o'clock.
I don't. I guess. I mean, maybe we should start having guesses at it. It's like
I'm not. I know they. Sometimes you can just
7:12.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not totally sure. It's listed at 7 p.m.
It won't kick off.
It will not kick off at 7 p.m. LSU's favored by 5.5 in this game, so the line continues to move in the favor of the Tigers.
Maybe I'm wrong. I just can't imagine LSU not winning the national title at home. I mean, this is a home game.
Yeah, because Dabo was already complaining about that.
That got. We'll get into that. People nitpick that quote because they didn't read the whole quote either.
Yeah. Well, Dabo's been for some reason whining a lot this year. I don't know what it is.
I don't think he was whining about that.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that. We'll also have more reactions to Arkansas's victory over Ole Miss over the week. I mean, there's just so many things to get into. We're going to continue to do that. Get into your phone calls and text messages, 877-377-6963. All of that and a lot more coming up next on The Morning Rush. Stay with us, folks.
You're in the middle of Hot Take Monday, presented by Crabtree RV.
Progressive presents Get Pumped. Inspiration to help you do insurance stuff.
Hey, get your head in the game. This ain't no exhibition match. This is for real. You've got a house to insure, and there are no excuses because Progressive's Home Quote Explorer makes it easier than ever to get the coverage you need. Here's some music to get you pumped. Dum chugga 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 meow meow meow. Dum chugga chugga chugga. Feel that confidence. Dum chugga chugga chugga. Did I say stop saving money? No. Dum chugga 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 meow meow.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers.
Crabtree RV in Alma is celebrating their 70th anniversary by hosting the Greater Fort Smith RV Boat and Outdoor Show. Shop indoors and compare the top brands of travel trailers and fifth wheels, as well as bass, ski, and pontoon boats. This is your chance to take advantage of incredible deals on golf carts, mowers, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and outdoor clothing and equipment. We'll also be giving away a brand new KZ Sportsman. See Crabtree RV on Facebook for details. Parking is free, admission is free. So start planning your next outdoor adventure at the Greater Fort Smith RV Boat and Outdoor Show at Crabtree RV in Alma, January 31st through February 8th.
Your fence is more than a decoration. It's a reflection of its owner. Choosing a fence company should be done with integrity and quality in mind. The Fence Man has been providing fencing and security solutions for over 40 years. An in-house custom iron and gate department, plus an access control department. The Fence Man offers services other companies aren't equipped to do. The Fence Man, fencing and security solutions to protect what matters most. 479-782-3936 or online at thefencemancompany.com, a division of Quantum Property Services.
You're telling me there is a place?
3 places, 2 in Fort Smith, 1 in Van Buren.
That can do everything to my pickup?
And my car. Jody'sAuto.com can do everything, from oil changes and maintenance to repairs. All repairs. They'll even tow it in and then fix it if your truck breaks down on the road. One-stop everything.
What about tires?
All the best brands. These people really know tires and have free flat repair and free road hazard. Best prices on tires anywhere. Price match guarantee.
Okay, so what's the catch? I bet they don't do financing, right?
Nope, wrong again. Jody'sAuto.com has the best credit card in the car care industry, and you can apply online.
Jody'sAuto.com voted best of the best for customer service, and a big part of that is convenience. One stop for everything. 3 oil change specials, tires, service, repair, maintenance, towing, and fleets. 3 locations since 1984. Convenience and trust. Jody'sAuto.com.
Joe's Grill and Cantina is the only place to watch the Hogs. Watch every game at Joe's. Enjoy half-price apps and taps during the game. And with TVs all around the restaurant, you'll have a front row seat. Half-price appetizers like brisket nachos, Mexican pizza, 10-layer dip, or Joe's humongous sampler platter. All half price. And all beers on tap are half price. Watch every Hog game at Joe's. Half-price apps and taps during every Hog game at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street across from Harps.
Fall is here, and the weather may not always be nice outside, but it's always nice inside. Keep your game sharp no matter the season on the TrackMan Simulator only at the Golf Nut. This is the same technology used on the PGA Tour for ball tracking on TV. The world's top players trust TrackMan when it comes down to data accuracy, and you can too. The Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook for daily specials. The Golf Nut.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Does this sound like you?
Or is this more like it?
Or maybe your inner biker sounds like...
No matter what motorcycle motor is music to your ears, Shelter Insurance has a policy that's music to your wallet.
Shelter insures your fun stuff. Motorcycles to riding mowers, ATVs to RVs, bikes to bass boats. If it rides, rolls, or floats, we can cover it. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Ask Shelter agents Marsha Cox or Phil Hicks about a free insurance review.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gastons, a first-class time every time.
Kevin Hickey Law has a great team of people who are dedicated to your legal cares. Kevin Hickey's law team is made up of experienced, caring individuals centered around divorce, child and custody, DHS matters, and more. Serving the Fort Smith area and Northwest Arkansas. Make the right decision. Call Kevin Hickey Law at 479-434-2414. And for Northwest Arkansas, 479-802-6560. Or the web at kevinhickeylaw.com, where our clients are our main priority from start to finish.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with John Neighbors and Tommy Kraft.
And I say, hey, Lama, hey, how about a little something, for the effort, And he says, there won't be any money. But when you die, on your deathbed, you will receive total consciousness. So I got that going.
Streaming live at hitthatline.com.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush on a Hot Take Monday, presented by Crabtree RV.
Yeah, the RV Boat and Outdoor Show coming up January 31st through February the 8th. Admission's free, parking's free, so start planning your next outdoor adventure at the Greater Fort Smith RV Boat and Outdoor Show. All this detail will be on their Facebook page. You can see RVs, boats, travel trailers, fifth wheels, bass, ski, and pontoon boats. Incredible deals available there on golf carts, mowers, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, outdoor clothing, and equipment, all under one roof. It's all at Crabtree RV in Alma, where your family's dreams come true.
If you want to get on the conversation, call or text the Morning Rush at 877-377-6963. Let's go to the phone lines. Billy Joe, the LSU Tiger fan, who's probably having a big morning. Are you already down there in New Orleans? You partying it up, Billy Joe?
Oh, no, I'm at work at Greenwich. I've been in Arkansas for about 10 years. I want to say God bless and congratulations on your basketball win and everything. And have y'all seen the Joker movie? Man, y'all need to watch the Joker movie.
I know that Maddie T has seen it.
60 Minutes last night. 60 Minutes did a feature on Joaquin Phoenix and spent a lot of time on the Joker.
Yeah,
so.
I actually watched it with my girlfriend over the weekend, and she's not somebody that likes like horror movies or anything too graphic, and she was intrigued by it the entire time. So the writing and the foreshadowing, so it's a good movie.
But you know what? I think Joaquin Phoenix is a better Joker than Ledger. Okay, now on a real note, I'm tired of hearing about how Taboo Sweeney is crying. They don't play nobody. LSU, Arkansas, teams from the SEC plays more harder competition. He cried about when they dropped to number 3, and he's crying about where the game's being played at. My thing is, you should be grateful where you're at. And it's not our fault that y'all don't play no hard competition. That's what's wrong with the ACC. They don't play nobody. They need to start playing more harder competition. And, yeah, I'm sorry, but Clemson is going to get slaughtered tonight. Joe Burrow is going to be probably player of this game. And when it's all said and done with, he'd be one of the greatest quarterback players of all time that ever played a college game. He broke records that's been set. And with that being said, Clemson is done tonight. I will leave y'all with that. Y'all, God bless y'all. Y'all have a blessed day.
All right. Appreciate it, Billy Joe. Good luck tonight.
And I'm not a big defender of Clemson or Dabo Sweeney, but
no, it's Daboo Sweeney.
Daboo,
as Billy Joe called him.
EAUX, Daboo.
Yeah, Daboo Sweeney.
So here was the full quote from what he said. When because people in the media kind of went nuts on this and started retweeting, and it took a life of its own. But he was asked about playing the national championship game in New Orleans. He said, so it's pretty cool, but yeah, just quoting, this is definitely a road game. It just worked out that way. And, you don't know these things in advance, but I think it's really cool for LSU. How cool is that for them to be able to just hop on a bus and ride up the road for 40 minutes or so? It would be like us playing for the national championship in Greenville, literally. Might as well have just played in Baton Rouge. No different, but may have been better weather here in the Dome. So I'll be good, but, yeah, it's no different. People are picking apart that might as well have just played in Baton Rouge, taking that one sentence, and that he's whining and crying. Listen, if Arkansas first of all, Arkansas would be elated just to be in the college football playoff.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, we'd be just elated
to Pasadena. Let's go.
Be in a bowl game right now.
Yeah.
But this would be like the most Arkansas thing ever. You finally get into a national championship game, and you have to play someone like Clemson in Greenville or LSU in Baton Rouge. That would just be it would stack the odds even more against you.
Mm-hmm.
But Clemson's going to be just fine. I don't think Dabo's worried about where he's playing the game or the edge at home. And all he's doing is talking to his team. He's doing the same thing that we praised Nolan for doing in 1994.
Mm-hmm.
When he had the chip on his shoulder, and what was all the thing? It's the smart kids against the dumb kids, and all these things that he tried to do to put in his kids' minds. We're the underdogs. We're having to fight for everything here. It's all stacked against us. It's us against the world.
That's all he's doing.
Dabo's doing the same thing here, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's just coaching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and listen, he's won a few national championships, so he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And I know in this game, he has to play that mentality for his team to get motivated. Like, he knows his team. He knows what's going to push him. He knows what's going to get under their skin and light a fire under them. And by doing these things, I'm sure it's helping. Because they're undefeated right now. And I also love Billy Joe. That's the most SEC thing ever. They ain't played nobody.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the ACC. They ain't played nobody.
They haven't played the competition LSU's played.
They have not anywhere close. I mean, who would you say is Clemson's best win? I mean, Virginia Tech. And who's their best win? I can't think of one.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with you, Billy Joe, as far as the margin of victory tonight. I think LSU's going to blow them out, but that's just me. But we'll talk about that later in the show. Let's go back to the phone lines. Danny's in Russellville. What's going on, Danny?
Good morning, guys. The basketball team, another gritty win. It's just amazing. We worked on the rebounding, and it was better, but we got a new problem to work on. They drove and got to the rim over and over again, and we got to stop fouling. I mean, how many did LSU? They only missed like one free throw or two, something like that.
Ole Miss only missed one free throw.
Right.
I mean,
but Arkansas only fouled 18 times in the game.
And Ole Miss fouled 24.
Yeah, I didn't think Arkansas fouled a bunch.
Well, in the first half, we didn't make our free throws, that's for sure. In the second half, we were money. That was great.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm about ready for a little bit of uneventful game, where we're up at 8 at halftime and 16 at the end of the game.
If everything goes to plan on
having to get down 11 and come back every game,
If everything goes to plan, Wednesday night should be that.
Well, I certainly hope so. Tennessee was the more physical team against Baltimore. You could see that Derrick Henry, I don't know how big he is, but he's huge. And they got tired of tackling him. And that's kind of what I have envisioned for Arkansas, to be a physical team, very accurate at quarterback, and have a quarterback that can get you. If you remember Cam Newton, he was pretty good. When you were 3rd and 3, you were dead. I mean, just give him a first down. He's going to get that 3 to 5 yards, and you couldn't get off the field. I don't want the quarterback getting hit 30 times a game. I mean, because
who does?
Robert Griffin, you remember, he got hit so much he just put him out of business. And that's what I envision with the Hogs. I'm ready to see a physical team with very accurate quarterback. We got good receivers, and fix this pitiful defense. Guys, you have a good day. Thanks for taking my call.
I appreciate it, Danny. The thing is, Danny, and I'm not singling you out or anything, but this is something that happens with sometimes, especially in basketball, is when you brought up, the way that Ole Miss was driving to the basket and all of that. Listen, there's going to be times where you're going to go up against teams that have strengths of their own. I mean, they do. You're going to go up against teams that, like Ole Miss, their strength is driving to the basket. And when they drive to the basket, they not only make shots, but they get fouled. They go to the free throw line. That's something that they've worked on, something that Kermit Davis has made a big emphasis on this year. And sometimes you're just going to have to go up against them, and they're going to do it well. I mean, as much as we'd love to have a team get shut down in every aspect of the game and you get the victory, that's just not realistic. Because, listen, Arkansas is 13-2 right now, 2-1 in conference play. They got 2 big games coming up this week. And I guarantee you on Wednesday against Vanderbilt, as we mentioned, though, Vanderbilt's not a very good team. But I guarantee you, Tommy, that Vanderbilt is going to do something better than Arkansas. Whether it's the rebounding, whether it's the free throw shooting. I mean, there's always the other team's going to do something well. But it's about, can Arkansas do more things well enough to win? And that's what they did. They had Isaiah Joe just kill it in the second half. They made more of their threes. They went 8 of 20 from three-point land. Ole Miss only went 3 of 13. They made their free throws in the second half. And one thing that we mentioned about the fouls, Arkansas only fouled 18 times.
Right.
Only turned the ball over 10 times, where Ole Miss fouled 24 times, turned the ball over 16 times. So things like that, if you look at the stat sheets, Arkansas's just got to win more of those battles than what Ole Miss did, and that's what they did. They ended up getting the victory because of that.
And this was a game where it was about the outside. I mean, look at Adriel Bailey. 5 rebounds, 8 points. 2 of those 8 came from the free throw line that were
Clutch.
big. big in that moment, late in the game on that 5-point possession. It wasn't the kind of game where you were going to get a lot out of him, and he's not your point scorer. But I'm telling you, you are not 13-2 without Adriel Bailey playing his role. And Saturday was one of those days where Isaiah Joe was just in the groove, man. He was just feeling it.
Yeah.
And, the basket, I guarantee in his mind it looked as big as a wash tub up there.
Yep. And that's what I love, many things. That's what I love about Eric Musselman and his coaching style is that he does not try to slow anything down. He does not try to get a breather for his hot hand. He keeps them in there, and he's like, listen, Isaiah Joe, even if you start off with a rough shooting night, keep shooting because I know you're a good enough player and you have that type of talent that you're going to start getting it going. Yeah. And he doesn't scale back when he doesn't panic, I guess is my whole point. Eric Musselman does not panic. This team does not panic if things aren't going well because, Tommy, I think they went like a 3.5 minute stretch without scoring in the first half. I mean, but didn't stop anybody from just, all right, well, we need to get Isaiah Joe out and start getting Desi Sills some threes. Like, no, it was never that.
Arkansas is a streaky team. They just go on. I mean, what I mean is a team of runs.
Right.
They're going to go on runs where it's about, and we've said this before, this is something Musselman's referenced, and so this isn't something we dreamed up. This is repeating what the coaches are saying. There's going to be 3 to 4 runs in a basketball game, and Arkansas's got to win the majority of those. And it's really down to, can Arkansas win the last run? The last big offensive run in the game has to go Arkansas's way.
Yep.
That's really what it's about. Because there's going to be about 3 to 4 stretches of good scoring from one team or the other, and you got to hang in there, and Arkansas's got to be the victor on that last run. And I think Arkansas they wear other teams down, kind of like Nolan tried to do back in the day. It's harder to do with all the media timeouts. It's hard to do with all the stoppages in the game for monitor reviews and everything else to get a team physically wore down. But I think you could see it late in the LSU game. Both teams were wore down, including LSU. And I think Ole Miss, to a degree, you could see was tugging at their shorts when they were at the free throw line. They were trying to pull some air on Saturday too.
Yeah, and you know what, Tommy? It's not because Arkansas is just playing this full court defense that's making them run up and down the court. That's what's the impressive thing. Because it'd be one thing if you were having that where, they were tired because of that. They're tired because Arkansas's defense especially makes you work for everything.
Every possession.
Everything. You do not get just open shots. You do not just get good setting of screens where it leaves a man wide. You just don't get that.
Right.
So you have to work just until 8 seconds left in the shot clock for that extended period of time. They will make you go out and earn it, and that's where the fatigue's really going to set in, not only physically but mentally too, because it gets frustrating when you can't – the plays you have set in place, the things you've been working on in practice all week long, you can't put into motion. You can't translate it because the other team's throwing you out of it.
Yeah. Tony in Greenwood text into the program. You can text in as well, 877-377-6963. He said, hey, if you think they're wearing people out now, wait till they have 8 or 9 to play. That's a good point because right now they're doing it with very few numbers. I just think it's hard in today's game. Back to what I said 45 seconds ago, it's just hard to wear teams out when every 4 minutes in the game there's a TV timeout. 16, 12, 8, and 4. There's that's how Nolan did it back in the day where there weren't all these TV timeouts till you got to the tournament. But now, I mean, you got to be in great shape to play because it's college game and all these guys are at their peak physical condition. But it's not like the old days where you may go 8 or 10 minutes of the game without any kind of stop till a team called a timeout. So now each you got the 8 built-in medias and each team has 4. It's rare that in Arkansas certainly not using 4 timeouts. Musselman may go a game and not even use a timeout.
Yeah.
They did Saturday, but that's what makes it even harder in today's game to wear a team physically down. And you're exactly right. Arkansas do it in the half court by just making you work harder to get open for shots.
Yeah. And, that's the type of defense that where not only it makes – because Arkansas has to work hard too, and I'm not saying they never get fatigued, especially when most of their players, especially the guys like Isaiah Joe and Jimmy Witt are playing 38, 39, 40 minutes a game. They're going to get tired.
But his point's right. Wait till they have 9 players they can use.
Yeah, and assuming that's the style
real minutes.
Assuming that's the style that Eric Musselman wants to go for. But
they played 8 players on Saturday, but Reggie Chaney played 4 minutes.
Yeah, Gental Silla was getting he got 11 minutes. 11. He played early in the game, too.
And Jalen Harris came in off the bench, played 10 minutes, but got 4 fouls. in 10 minutes.
Pretty impressive. You got to try to do that. Maybe he's the muscle that goes down underneath. But throwing in Gental Silla in there, I think, is going off of more what Eric Musselman was talking about in his press conference last week when he says, we're trying to find someone to help spell Adrio Bailey. We're trying to find a guy that can come in and when Adrio Bailey needs a breather and hold their own. And I think going with Gental Silla is just trying to find that guy because Reggie Chaney's been struggling. Really has been. So I feel like that's the point. And Gental didn't play bad. I mean, he did go 1 of 4 from the free throw line, but he had 5 rebounds in the game. Only turned the ball over once. Only had 2 fouls. So, if you can just get somebody to spell a little bit of Adrio Bailey, because Adrio Bailey's been so huge this year. I mean, he continues to be so impressive, and the huge jump that he's made. But as so many different times that we've seen this team, in fact, I'll just let Eric Musselman talk about it. He was after the game was talking about this team and how they continue just to go out and not ever flinch, not ever get down on themselves, and not ever let the other team impose their will on them. They just don't have any fear.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I watched the Indiana game today against Ohio State, and that's a tough place to play. And I just think that this group, like, we don't really fear anything, and in the huddle, halftime, like, they still think they're going to win, and I think that's a mark of a really tough team, and I think they're tough-minded. I mean, you look at our games. I mean, we literally could be sitting here without a loss too. We're 1 rebound away at LSU, and certainly, the last 40 seconds at Western Kentucky. But I think our team likes playing on the road, believe it or not. I think some teams, I don't know what word you want to use, but some teams can get shook on the road, and I don't feel that way with this group.
It's one thing to say as a team or as a player, you're not scared of anybody. You're not afraid of them. I mean, they're just another team. It's one thing to do it, but it's another thing to show it. And that's what Arkansas and this team has done. And as you just heard from Eric Musselman saying that they don't fear anybody. They enjoy playing on the road. They enjoy going out, and then even at halftime in all their games, they still think they're going to win. It's one thing to say it, but it's another thing to show it. And that's what this team has been doing all year long, is that they don't get down on themselves. They don't think it's over. They continue to claw and fight back. And I don't know if it's simply just chalking it up to that's something Eric Musselman's done, or this is something that this collective group has done. I don't know exactly if you can do a credit meter and see what percentage is who. I think it's a collective effort, obviously. But when this team is down for the rest of the season by double digits in the second half, I feel comfortable, as weird as that is. And I think this team feels comfortable too.
You do till they don't come back and win again. You feel comfortable right now because they're pretty much coming back and either winning or, like at LSU, they were a bucket away.
Well, yeah, that's my point, though.
You feel comfortable until they're down 10 and they lose by 12, and then,
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying is that every time they've done that, which has been multiple times this year, they've come back, so I'm comfortable with it.
Until they don't.
Well, yes.
And then then you'll say, well, I'm not as confident anymore.
I'm comfortable with Mason Jones making free throws at the end of the game until he's not.
Right,
like,
exactly.
Yes. Well, I know, but that's my point is that if Arkansas plays Kentucky on Saturday and they're down by 11 points with 8 minutes to go,
panic.
I'm not going to feel like this game's over. Where in a lot of other cases, it may feel that way.
I'm just saying people aren't going to have the faith to do that forever and ever till the end of the year. I mean, that's all I'm saying is everybody's in on the must bus. Let's blow the horn. Burp, burp. We're ready to go. What happens when he loses 2 in a row?
He hasn't yet.
He hadn't yet. We don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
What if he doesn't?
He'll be the greatest coach in the history of the program.
Give him a statue outside.
Right.
Bud Walton Arena. But the excitement would be there for sure. It's just we only have the sample size that's in front of us.
I understand.
This is all we got right now.
We got 15 games.
We got they're 13-2.
Right.
And the 2 games that they've lost, as Eric Musselman said, I mean they could be undefeated right now. Now they could also have lost that Georgia Tech game. We understand that too. But they have been in position at the end of every single game to win. And I think it's a credit to not only these players and their buy-in but their ability to continue to grind it out and be tough. I mean, it's just that's the type of team that you won. That's the type of team Arkansas has. And honestly, it's pretty shocking to me that so far this year, considering losing what they lost last year and a lot of unknownness that they had, especially with not having a big man underneath. The fact that they're playing this well is just so impressive.
Devin says I was being obnoxious there. Was that obnoxious?
About what?
I guess about saying we believe until they don't believe. You know, we believe until they don't do it.
I mean, I don't know. You're obnoxious.
He
all
says
the time.
just enjoy. Exactly. I thought it was an all the time thing. Just enjoy the team for what it is. Football is garbage. Enjoy it. Hey, I'm with you. I wasn't being obnoxious, though.
Yeah, you were playing the devil's advocate.
I'm just saying I know how we as fans are. We're all in until, well, it doesn't happen, you know.
Yeah. And as Arkansas has gone on this season,
I've seen this before.
Right, and we've seen things that, listen, what they had in the lack of rebounding against LSU was just, it was a scary thing. But we kind of know now, though, that this team is going to struggle to rebound the basketball. It's like as long as
the blueprint's out there,
right? As long as everything goes according to plan with this team, I think that's the biggest thing. And what I mean by that is Arkansas. We know they're going to be out rebounded in almost every game this year. If they get out rebounded by Ole Miss or if they get out rebounded by Vanderbilt, that's not going to concern me. You know what's going to concern me is if Mason Jones and Isaiah Joe can't hit their threes. Because that's all part of the plan is for them to hit their threes.
And those nights are going to happen.
And they're going to happen. Part of the plan is going to be for Arkansas to get a bunch of turnovers. Part of Arkansas's deal is going to be hitting their free throws. Like, that's all part of the plan. But the scary thing is when you're going to be loose if you start losing games because you can't get Joe and Jones hot from three. Or you start losing games because you can't hit your free throws. Or you start losing games because you can't play defense anymore. We know what Arkansas is right now as far as what their blueprint is for them to win. But the blueprint for them to lose is out there, is you just got to get physical. You got to get rebounds.
And I can't tell you which team it is on the schedule because I don't know enough about everybody's roster, but there's going to be a team where they have a bigger 4 or 5 that doesn't get as many minutes now. But when they're playing Arkansas, that coach, because they know Arkansas's deficiency in rebounding, I'm going to play these guys off the bench or maybe even start them for this game because that's my best way to beat Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
That LSU tape will be studied, I think, by many teams that have the body types to do that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And listen,
you're play guys minutes that don't normally get those minutes.
And you're going to be going up against some pretty dadgum good coaches in this conference.
Yeah.
It's not like the SEC of a few years ago when you had a bunch of nobodies. Like, I mean, you got guys like Rick Barnes, John Calipari, Bruce Pearl. You got, I don't know why his name just escaped me, South Carolina coach that's been around forever.
What?
Frank Martin.
Frank
I don't know
Martin.
why I
was
said
Kansas
that. Yeah.
State now. They're
Frank
Martin.
But my point is you have a lot of great coaches.
Said that all I
can
see is that vein in his forehead throbbing out when he gets pissed off.
I know. Like, could you imagine him yelling at you? I don't want to imagine it. That's a scary thing. But it's a lot of good coaches in this conference is my point.
Yeah. Hey, do you invest in real estate only to find out you're investing as much of your time as you are your money? You're tired of the phone ringing right in the middle of the second half. You're tired of dealing with hassles and issues, it seems like, every weekend. And you don't want the day-to-day decisions anymore. You need our friends at Trinity Multifamily. Trinity Multifamily has years of combined property management experience, and they manage nearly 20,000 units in over 15 different states. Get your life and your time back by calling Trinity Multifamily, 479-452-1817, or do it online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
Clay Henry, the publisher of Hogs Illustrated, coming up next in the second hour of the Morning Rush. Stay with us.
Crabtree RV in Alma is celebrating their 70th anniversary by hosting the Greater Fort Smith RV Boat and Outdoor Show. Shop indoors and compare the top brands of travel trailers and fifth wheels, as well as bass, ski, and pontoon boats. This is your chance to take advantage of incredible deals on golf carts, mowers, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and outdoor clothing and equipment. We'll also be giving away a brand new KZ Sportsman. See Crabtree RV on Facebook for details. Parking is free, admission is free. So start planning your next outdoor adventure at the Greater Fort Smith RV Boat and Outdoor Show at Crabtree RV in Alma, January 31st through February 8th.
Being a dad is one of the best jobs in the world, but every dad can be better. Through encouragement, mentoring, and being there, you can be the kind of dad your child deserves. You can do it. We believe in you. And so does your kid. To learn more, visit arbetterdads.com. That's arbetterdads.com. Sponsored by Arkansas Division of Workforce Services and TANF.
Hey, Grounds guys. guys.
Hey, what?
Y'all did such a great job on cleaning all the leaves from my yard, but I noticed y'all were pressure washing my neighbor's driveway. Y'all do that too?
Absolutely. Amy, the Grounds Guys is a full-service lawn and landscape company. We do leaf removal, gutter cleaning, power washing, and many other outdoor projects. At the Grounds Guys, we want your full lawn and landscape looking its best all year long. Call the Grounds Guys at 479-303-GUYS. That's 303-4897. And say,
hey, Grounds Guys.
And get $25 off any fall or winter service. The Grounds Guys, serving Northwest Arkansas.
Hey there, this is Travis Tollett from Williams Tractor. New Holland Dealer Days are back. Williams Tractor is opening their doors to help you tackle the season ahead. Special preseason savings are available, featuring 0% financing and cashback offers on select New Holland hay tools, tractors, and material handling equipment. Thinking about trading in? New Holland Dealer Days is the time. Stop by Williams Tractor in Fayetteville, Berryville, or Bobcat in Northwest Arkansas today to learn about all the preseason savings going on.
For commercial use only, customer participation subject to credit qualification and CNH Industrial Capital America LLC approval. Standard terms, conditions, and other restrictions apply. Down payment may be required.
Attention Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative members. Do you need a better internet provider? One who treats you like a member and not a number? Then check out our new fiber internet services from Wave Rural Connect. We are bringing state-of-the-art, high-speed fiber, internet, TV, and phone services right into your home. If you are an Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative member, go to waveruralconnect.com to sign up. That's waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-4WAVE-RC. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
The new Michelin silicone plates last through everything.
On a world record-breaking drive from Alaska to South America in unpredictable conditions.
Thunderstorms, ice storms, they just don't quit.
Rainier Zeitlo chose Michelin Endurance XT silicone wiper blades with advanced Quad-Tech 4-layer coated silicone that repels water, snow, and ice and lasts 2 times longer than other blades.
It's coming down in sheets.
Real world proven. Extreme weather wiping performance. Upgrade to Michelin Endurance XT silicone wiper blades today. Only at Walmart.
It's 2020 already, but here at our track, we still have too many 18 and 2019 Hyson side-by-side UTVs in stock. The only difference between the 19s and the 20s is the price. Same 2-year warranty, same quality built units, just more value for your dollar. Example, save $1,500 on a new 2018 Hyson 450 side-by-side UTV and get special low rate financing for up to 72 months. Other models available include 750cc's with power steering and even crew cabs. All on sale now at our track, I-40, exit 58 in Clarksville.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here with a better way to drive at Rath Auto Resources. New year, new you? That's a lot of pressure. How about new year, new ride? Now we can make that happen. Just resolve to start driving better in the Rath Road Ready vehicle that's perfect for you, like a 2018 Toyota Corolla LE or 2018 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. Your choice, just $14,993 and make no payments till spring. If you're like me and your holiday was sponsored by your credit card, that should give you more breathing room than losing a pant size. Waiting on a tax refund? Ask one of our non-commissioned solution specialists how you can use your W-2 to start driving better now. If you're keeping your current ride, our Meineke Car Care Center is there to make sure your car outlasts that new gym membership with buy 3, get 1 free on all tires and a basic oil change for only $24.95. Start driving better today with no payments till spring at Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price affects trade allowance.
Do you own apartment complexes, condos, and rental property? Then you have made a great investment. Now make another great decision by calling Trinity Multifamily to help you maximize your return. Trinity Multifamily offers full-service property management, marketing, leasing, sales, and all the services to make your cash flow. Take the hassles and frustrations out of ownership and call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
We've invented a new messaging system using the crisp sounds of Bud Light. Crisp Code. Lesson 42. This is how you say happy hour. It's happy hour. Let's go get some Bud Lights. That's it for today.
Brewed with no corn syrup. Bud Light. Crisp. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
We should see an increase in the sunshine today. Our high temperatures this afternoon in the mid to upper 50s. An increase in the clouds tonight, possibly an overnight shower. Will drop down in the low to mid 40s. More clouds and sunshine Tuesday, low to mid 60s. And then Wednesday, partly sunny isolated showers to storms, mid 60s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Hertz Car Sales. Make the short drive to 2810 Midland Boulevard. Call them today at 783-1722 or check them out online at buyfromhertz.com.
You're listening to The Morning Rush, live from the Bush and Bushlight Studios on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Fort Smith. Broadcasting live from the Toyota Studios, this is The Morning Rush.
76-72, 8 seconds to play. Eric Musselman saying, don't foul, don't foul. Tyree, 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound, Schuler, the clock expires and Arkansas wins. The Razorbacks win it. They come from behind, a career-high 34 points from Isaiah Joe, and the Hogs escape.
With John Neighbors.
Every time you put a mic in my face, I'm going to say Arkansas.
And Tommy Kraft.
I'm not known as a guy who gets hand cramps when I'm writing checks.
The Morning Rush starts right now.
1 hour down, 2 hours to go. Appreciate everybody listening in on this beautiful day here in the great state of Arkansas. John Neighbors, Tommy Kraft, Matty T in studio with you today. And thank you as always for making us part of your morning this morning on a Hot Take Monday presented by Crabtree RV.
Hey, put this on your calendar. January 31st through February the 8th, the RV Boat and Outdoor Show will be at Crabtree RV in Alma. Check out travel trailers, fifth wheels, as well as basket and pontoon boats. Incredible deals on golf carts, mowers, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, outdoor clothing and equipment, all under one roof. Plus, they'll be giving away a brand-new KZ Sportsman as well. Check out Crabtree RV's Facebook page for all the details. Parking and admission is free. Again, January 31st through February the 8th at Crabtree RV in Alma, where your family's dreams come true.
All right, let's go ahead and welcome them in.
I have just one question for you. Are you ready?
I'm ready for this my whole life.
Welcome to the most incredible 2 hours of your life. Here he is, the Clay Henry.
That's right, folks. Clay Henry, the publisher of Hogs Illustrated, joining us now on the Morning Rush. Good morning, Clay. How was the weekend, man?
It was good. It was great, really. I decided we were a basketball state.
A basketball state now, huh? Just over the weekend you decided that?
I decided that Saturday. Yeah, somewhere around 7 o'clock.
Well, let it be known that Arkansas is now a basketball state.
Text and phone calls. And, did you see that game? Did you see that game? Well, I don't guess text scream, but some of the phone calls did.
Yeah, well.
But, I said, yes, I did.
Well, it was a great game for Arkansas for sure to not only get a victory on the road against an Ole Miss team like that, but again, in the fashion that they do it. They're down double digits in the second half, and they fight back. And, Clay, I think that this team continues to show that they don't flinch. They have mental toughness. They make plays down the stretch. This team does not fear anybody or anything, and the confidence is continuing to grow for them too.
Isaiah Joe is a dude. I'm telling you, he's a dude. So they got some other dudes, too. The guy over there on the sideline, calling the shots is a dude as well.
Yep.
Eric Musselman, he's a dude.
Yeah, and I think, we all feel like it's headed in the right direction, and, we're just excited to see what can become of this. And I think it's really about this week. You got Vanderbilt, who's statistically, net rankings, one of the worst teams in this league. Now they've lost their leading scorer. You feel good about Wednesday night, which should set the table for an incredible Saturday. I just think this is one of the more anticipated weeks we've had in a long time based on winning at Ole Miss and what should come as far as atmosphere Saturday. Clay, this is a highly anticipated week for Arkansas basketball.
Well, the tickets are getting scarce. I'm getting those kind of phone calls too. Hey, I need a little help. I don't really ask you for basketball tickets much, but I need 8 tickets.
Yeah,
I need 8.
Somewhere between the free throw lines.
Yeah, I could use 10, but just give me 8. I said 8 tickets. It's like, no, you're not a long lost cousin. No, you don't. I don't have 8 tickets for you.
Yeah, I don't imagine you'd have 8 tickets for.
I don't have any
first
tickets.
cousin.
No, I don't have any.
If one of your daughters needed 8 tickets, they'd probably be out of luck.
I don't even have 8 tickets. I don't have 2 tickets for for you, Tommy.
No,
I'm sorry.
It's tough. It's going to be the hardest ticket in a while.
And John, you don't ever even ask.
No, I don't, because I don't need your tickets, Clay. I will find somebody else to mooch off of. I don't need to act like you owe me a favor or anything.
I'm just teasing.
Yeah. But here's the thing, though, is you bring up that game as of right now, and I know it's not the only indication, but if you went on to, say, StubHub right now to get a ticket to the Arkansas-Kentucky game, the cheapest ticket right now is $102. $102, and that's in the upper corner, section 213.
Nosebleed.
Very last row. I mean, it is as far back as you can possibly get.
Bob Uecker seats, yes.
So, yeah, and, I mean, it's if you wanted to sit, what is it Tommy said, between the free throw lines? There's still a few tickets available for anywhere between $250 to $400 that if you want to do. So,
good. That's the way Arkansas basketball ought to be.
That's right. I mean, and then, again, that's just a good indication when you go to these third-party websites and seeing what ticket prices are going at. It's a good indication to see what the demand are and how many people are going to be there. And if they take care of business against Vanderbilt, you may see a crowd at Bud Walton Arena on Saturday, because I know they got to take care of business on Wednesday. In fact, if Eric Musselman's listening, which I know he is, he's probably upset at us for even talking about the Kentucky game right now, because they still got to take care of Vanderbilt. We understand that. But we're just saying if they take care of business against the Commodores like they should, that game against Kentucky may be an atmosphere and a crowd that we have not seen in quite some time in Bud Walton Arena. We've seen some great crowds. We've seen some great atmospheres. But it may be at a frenzy pitch for that game on Saturday against the Wildcats.
Yep.
Yeah, there may be tailgating. It's not going to be hot. It's going to be decent temperature. I mean, it's one of these games that's really going to be fun, and it's got big time implications. I mean, the Razorbacks were, now the deal is what kind of seed are they going to get, because they're going to get in the tournament. Now, they can get mad at us for talking about that too, but. Because it might be a little premature, but that they're in all the brackets, and they're way up there in RPI, and then the net rating is pretty good as well. And this is a game that could skyrocket both. You need victories like they must beat Vanderbilt, and they have some deficiencies that can make them vulnerable, like their lack of size. And Vanderbilt's they're losing their best player really impacts them. But every team in the league's got more size than Arkansas in some ways, and but certainly Kentucky will be much bigger than Arkansas, and but at some point in the game. Every team decides, we're bigger, but we better go small to play these boys, because they got 5 guards out there and they all 5 can play.
So let's go back and talk about Saturday's game at Ole Miss. Hogs get an early edge, 10-2, then go ice cold from the floor in the first half. Can't throw it in the ocean. Fall behind.
Good shots. Good shots.
Yeah, just couldn't make them. Come back, shoot much better in the second half. And Isaiah Joe, as we've mentioned, you mentioned he's a dude. 34 points in the game, leads Arkansas to the win.
Yeah, and I like to read the newspaper guys and see what their take is, and I'm gliding along. I read Bob Holt's story about. I guess I'm about 80% done. And I was like, man, he hadn't touched on the big plays of the game, and the plays in the game were not offensive plays. They were 2 steals by Isaiah Joe. One led to a run out, and the other really closed out a critical possession by Ole Miss and kept them with the lead. And he jumped from the corner on a pass, caught it right in front of Eric Musselman, and those 2 plays, and then not making any turnovers down the stretch, to me were the critical plays in the game that clinched the victory. And he is a great for all the offensive accolades Isaiah Joe gets, his defensive play, and he left his man for the steal, and completely, it was a freelance play. He knew the scouting report, knew the guy was not giving up the ball. That was his scouting report. At that position, that particular point on the floor, he was not going to make a pass. He's going to take it all the way to the basket. He sliced for a steal, went the distance.
Yeah, I mean, it was a game and by Isaiah Joe that just, without him, you're not even in that game. And Arkansas just got to continue to rely on some of these guys to make those plays when they need it the most. That's for sure. So we're going to continue to discuss the basketball game between Arkansas and Ole Miss. I know that we got to get into this college football national championship game tonight down in New Orleans. Should be a great one between LSU and Clemson. I'm liking the Tigers, but what is it going to mean for Ed Orgeron if he wins this national championship?
You're liking the Tigers.
Yes, I am liking the Tigers. The LSU Tigers, that is. But we'll talk about that and a lot more on the other side of the break. Stay with us, folks. This is The Morning Rush.
You're in the middle of Hot Take Monday, presented by Crabtree RV.
The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma. Load them up and take off on your next epic weekend. Toyota trucks are made to go anywhere and do all the things you love doing. And when your day winds down, one thing is for sure.
Let's come back next weekend.
Absolutely nothing sounds better than an amazing weekend made possible by the virtually indestructible Toyota Tundra and Tacoma.
Qualified buyers can get 0% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2020 Toyota Tundra Special Edition. Toyota, let's go places. Visit buyatoyota.com for details. Offers available in select states and 2320.
Crabtree RV in Alma is celebrating their 70th anniversary by hosting the Greater Fort Smith RV Boat and Outdoor Show. Shop indoors and compare the top brands of travel trailers and fifth wheels, as well as bass, ski, and pontoon boats. This is your chance to take advantage of incredible deals on golf carts, mowers, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and outdoor clothing and equipment. We'll also be giving away a brand new KZ Sportsman. See Crabtree RV on Facebook for details. Parking is free, admission is free. So start planning your next outdoor adventure at the Greater Fort Smith RV Boat and Outdoor Show at Crabtree RV in Alma, January 31st through February 8th.
Your fence is more than a decoration. It's a reflection of its owner. Choosing a fence company should be done with integrity and quality in mind. The Fence Man has been providing fencing and security solutions for over 40 years. An in-house custom iron and gate department, plus an access control department. The Fence Man offers services other companies aren't equipped to do. The Fence Man, fencing and security solutions to protect what matters most. 479-782-3936 or online at thefencemancompany.com, a division of Quantum Property Services.
This is Mark Hurst. How important is your smile? I recently read a study that said 61% of adults are attracted to someone by their smile alone. Another said that 48% of adults have untagged themselves from a photo on Facebook because of their smile. At Hurst Family Dental Care, we want you to be proud of your smile. Give us a call at 474-1972 and let us talk to you about improving your smile with cosmetic dentistry options ranging from in-office bleaching to braces to porcelain crowns and veneers. Hurst Family Dental Care, a name you know and a name you can trust.
The 2019s must go. Save up to $15,000 now at Harry Robinson's Sallisaw Ford. 2019 Ford Expedition with the all-new body style. Now $15,000 off. 2019 Ford Escapes, only $24,230. And 2019 Ford F-150 4x4s, over $10,000 off. The 2019s must go. Up to $15,000 off at Harry Robinson's Sallisaw Ford. 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Sallisaw.
When's the last time you did date night at Doe's? Doe's Steakhouse always has the charm and great atmosphere. Plus, the area's largest selection of in-stock wines. And all of the award-winning steaks at Doe's are perfect for sharing. And there's no charge for an extra side or salad when you share. Doe's is proud to be the premier steakhouse in Fort Smith at 422 North 3rd. Open 5 till 9 Monday through Thursday and 5 till 10 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. So make it a date night at Doe's for a great experience every time.
Protection with possibilities. Have past losses made you cautious about taking on risk with your investments? Are you concerned that your savings are not generating the returns you need? If you are interested in protecting your money and capturing potential investment growth, contact Brad Lewis at United Financial Advisors at 242-7466 or ufadvisors.net to see whether market-linked CDs may be the right solution for you.
Securities and advisory service offered through Royal Alliance Associates, member FINRA, SIPC. United Financial Advisors is a marketing destination.
It's a new year, a time for fresh starts and positive changes. Let us help your vehicle reflect your good vibes by making it look its best. If you find yourself a victim of the winter weather, we will work with your insurance company and help you throughout the process. We offer a lifetime warranty and a complete interior detail with all repairs. We can quickly restore cloudy headlights, making them look like new and brightening your road for better vision on these dark winter nights. Think of us at Evans Body Shop when you need any auto body repairs.
Evans Body Shop, where we meet the nicest people by accident.
At Shelter Insurance, we know landlords have to keep up with their renters, even if they're related.
Mom, Dad, what a surprise.
We just dropped by to pick up your
rent check.
Oh, I'm running a little short this month.
Not everything works as smoothly as Shelter's renter's policy. It helps cover stuff in case of fire, theft, and more.
Maybe I should just move back home. Don't you love me?
Oh, of course.
But now your room's Dad's man cave.
Oh, man.
Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call me, Wade Gilkey in Fort Smith.
Or call me, Jim Malum in Charleston.
Fall is here, and the weather may not always be nice outside, but it's always nice inside. Keep your game sharp no matter the season on the TrackMan Simulator only at the Golf Nut. This is the same technology used on the PGA Tour for ball tracking on TV. The world's top players trust TrackMan when it comes down to data accuracy, and you can too. The Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook for daily specials. The Golf Nut.
Tri-Hill Turf offers the highest quality turf and pest services. Hey, you say those are big words. Well, let's see. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has a company agronomist, state and nationally certified technicians, free soil testing, and they even have precision GPS guided application equipment. Now that's high tech. For over 30 years, Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has used the latest application technology, and they strive for turf and pest excellence. They are your local turf and pest experts. Call the local team at 782-0404. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with John Neighbors and Tommy Kraft.
Let's go while we're young.
Mind, sir? Trying to tee off?
I bet you slice into the woods $100.
Gambling is illegal at Bushwood, sir, and I never slice.
Okay, you can owe me.
Streaming live at hitthatline.com.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush. We are brought to you by World of Wireless.
Hey, do you have a 4K TV? You going to watch tonight's game in 4K, the national championship game? If you don't have all of the, because it's not just enough to have a 4K TV. You got to have the boxes with your satellite service, your cable company, or whatever to do that. Make the move to Dish. If you do it today, you can lock in your price for 2 years. They may not be able to get you installed by tonight. You never know. Call Penn this morning. They'll see what they can do. Get you installed. But you can lock in your price for the next 2 years. Price increases are coming tomorrow. So today is the deadline. You sign up today. You get the current pricing all the way into 2022. Plus, they can get you 4K ready. I bring that up because tonight the game is on 4K TV. So you can watch that with Dish, 4K high definition for tonight's game. 877-305-DISH for WOW World of Wireless.
You got 4K set up, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you'll be watching in 4K then.
But I thought, I was like everybody else. I thought when you just had a 4K TV, that's all you needed.
Yeah.
No.
No, you got to have the setup.
You got to upgrade to the satellite boxes, the cable box, however you get your TV. That will get 4K programming.
Yeah. So for those of you that want to do that, make sure that you have that taken care of by tonight.
Don't just think having a 4K TV will do it.
Yeah, that would be nice, though. But it is the game tonight, big college football national championship game, LSU and Clemson, both teams undefeated. It should make for a great matchup. Here's what I think is interesting. I always find it funny when you look at spreads and what predictors say and all of that. LSU's favored by 5.5 points in this game as of right now. But on ESPN.com's matchup predictor, they have Clemson winning 55% or 55.8% of the prediction has Clemson winning. And honestly, I look at these two teams, and I think that, of course, they have different reasons of why they could win. They both have great, phenomenal players, great quarterbacks. Joe Burrow, obviously the Heisman winner, but Trevor Lawrence has done a phenomenal job this season as well. And the real story for me, of course, is going to be LSU and Ed Orgeron, because I'm going to be honest with you, folks. I didn't think Ed Orgeron would do well at LSU. I thought that it was a hire when they made it that was not going to do anything better than what Les Miles was able to do. I fully believe that. I have been proven wrong.
Me too,
but,
John. I admit that.
Yeah,
me too.
I mean, and we weren't the only ones. There was a lot of people that felt that way, and rightfully so. I mean, the only time he was a head coach, other than being an interim, was when he was at Ole Miss, and it didn't go well at all. So we didn't exactly have the largest sample size, or at least the best sample size, to know whether or not he would be a great coach or not. But he has proven me wrong. But the whole question that I have for you guys and everybody listening is that if LSU wins the national championship game tonight and does it convincingly, which I mean very possible that they might do, Does LSU and Ed Orgeron, is this the beginning of something massive? Is this the beginning of dynasty? Is this the beginning of a whole new level of a monster? Or do you have the feeling that this is just a perfect season, a perfect time, a perfect everything that goes their way to where they may not be able to recapture this once again?
Let me ask you this. Would the teams in the college football playoff, the 4 teams we saw, include tonight's teams and then Oklahoma and Ohio State, be different if Tua Tagovailoa had never been injured? If he played 100% healthy the whole year?
I do.
See, I mean, to say that this is the beginning of a new dynasty is to say Alabama's going away. Alabama had an off year. Well, why did Alabama have an off year? Their star quarterback was injured. So I just wonder what you guys think the landscape would look like in the college football playoff if Tua had not been injured. Would LSU still been better than in the regular season? Would Auburn still have beaten Alabama? What would have happened differently down the stretch with a healthy Tua?
Well, I mean,
well, first of all, Oklahoma wouldn't have been in the playoff.
No. Yeah, there you go. There's
Alabama would have been in, and then you would have a whole different, semifinal game, it would be, or I think it's a coin toss to say whether LSU could beat Alabama twice. The other narrative is what's going to happen after Joe Burrow leaves. I mean, that's a generational guy. I mean, he's the number one player in the draft, and all the stars align for Joe Brady to have the best quarterback in college football. Now he helped make him that, but they're going to have massive attrition. And that's part of the story is they had 19 starters back. Well, that's not going to be where LSU is next year. Now, will they go forward in that position? Depends on, the replacement at quarterback. And that has always been the one piece to the puzzle that LSU could not solve. And, yeah, they got Joe Brady now, but for how long? And then the other aspect of that is who do you insert in there that can play anywhere close to Joe Brady? I don't think there's anybody. I mean, they may stun us, but I think they're gonna slide back. Now Alabama's not gonna have Tua next year, so they've got to. Quarterback is the deal, guys. You got to have everything else, but quarterback is the straw that stirs the drink. And Alabama's got to replace there, and so does now Georgia. I guess is going to have Jake Fromm, right? That's an interesting part of the conversation is do they surge forward?
Going the other way.
Yeah, he's actually
he's out.
Yeah, I think
done.
he declared. Yeah. That's what...
Okay. Well, I'm wrong about that. Well, that makes it even more interesting. Wide open next year. Wide open.
Yeah.
And all 3 of those have recruited tremendously. Alabama's freshman class might have been the best that they've ever signed, and they are absolutely loaded going forward. So don't expect those guys to slide back.
Well, and I guess when I look at this LSU team, and this is the ultimate question that we're going to have, is because it's so difficult, as we've seen in college football, to be able to just have the dynasties, to be able to be programs that just win, or at least competing to win year in and year out. Nick Saban and Dabo Swinney are kind of the 2 exceptions to that rule. Urban Meyer did it for a bit too, but it's very difficult. I'm wondering if this year's LSU team is what 2010 Auburn was, where they just had a phenomenal player at quarterback that made the offense just absolutely unstoppable.
Generational.
Yeah, a generational type of player. And then once they move on, and this is not to say that if Joe Burrow moves on or even Joe Brady moves on or whatnot.
They're still going to be good.
Yeah, they're still going to be a good program. I'm not trying to say that. But I just don't know if it's going to be a program where year in and year out they're going to be winning the West and even going to take over Nick Saban and Alabama as the new powerhouse in this division. I think that they will always be competitive, but are they set up as a program, and is Ed Orgeron going to be set up as a coach to where he can continue to bring in big-time assistants and have a knack for that, have a knack for bringing in big-time assistants to be able to leave? Because that's honestly, I think, probably the most overlooked thing and most difficult thing it is in any sport to have dynasties, is that especially in college sports, you have coordinators and assistant coaches leave like they're going out of style. Why? Because when you have big-time success as a program, people at other programs want to try to be able to capture some of that success. So what better way to do it than to try to hire some of those coordinators? We've seen it with Nick Saban at Alabama. I mean, how many different coordinators has he gone through, especially offensively? It's because those guys have success, and they try to pull them. Kirby Smart at Georgia was a defense coordinator at Alabama for a long time. Why did they hire Kirby Smart at Georgia? I mean, I know that he had connections to the program and everything, but they hired him because they saw the success of Alabama. Mm-hmm. They saw the success of Alabama's defense year in and year out. They want to recapture it. That's what makes it so difficult. It's one thing to be able to have it be a great head coach and recruit really well, but can you continue to bring in big-time assistants when they leave? Joe Brady's not going to be at LSU forever.
Dave Aranda, the same deal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's somebody's going to make him ahead. It might be NFL, but it's in every once in a while you get a Brent Venables. It's like, I think I just want to be a defensive coordinator at Clemson because he's turned down jobs. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. And LSU's got a lot of money, and they're they can raise ticket prices. They can do whatever they want. They can get more money. So but the quarterback is the deal, guys. I mean, you look around and what is Trevor Lawrence? Well, he's an undefeated college quarterback, and that's the rarest thing. By the way, Connor Nolan is the other one.
Yeah,
he's 1-0.
that?
Yeah.
Who would have thought that would have been the case?
In most places, you're not going to get anyone come up with the answer on that. No one's going to be thinking Connor Nolan at 1-0.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a trivia question later. We'll get to it. It's really fascinating. And somebody might get it, but it's got an Arkansas tie to this national championship game. A trivia question. So
yeah,
but yeah, the quarterback is the deal, man. It's and you got to have that. We talked about Isaiah Joe being the dude. Joe Burrow is the dude, and so is Trevor Lawrence. Well, and Trevor Lawrence reminded me of Arkansas's one of its last dudes at quarterback, which was Matt Jones. When he stretched out those legs, he's wearing number 9 and he's running, and I was like, well, he's not going that fast. Well, he's pulling away. It's like those 6'6" guys.
Strides.
Yeah, they're long strides. You're right, Tommy.
Yeah, because here's the thing: Trevor Lawrence is not a scrub by any stretch of the imagination. He's thrown for over 3,400 yards this year. He's completing 68% of his passes, 36 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. And if you just look at the stats as far as the team stats go for Clemson, they're scoring 45 points a game. LSU scoring 48 points a game, so pretty comparable. Points allowed: LSU's given up 21 points. Clemson, 10. They're only giving up 10 points a game. Now it's going to go back.
Venables.
That's going to go back to the point, though, that I know people are going to bring up. They ain't played nobody.
Yep.
They ain't played anybody in that ACC. Well, and I agree with you. The ACC was not a great conference this year. They did beat Ohio State. That's a pretty big-time win, let's be honest. But this is going to be their biggest test by far, and can they be the one team to slow down LSU and Joe Burrow is going to be the ultimate question. Let's go to the phone lines. Evan is in Fayetteville. What's going on, Evan?
What's happening, fellas? I was going to point out when you brought this whole thing up and you started it, and you said that you talked about will Ed Orgeron ever be – you thought Ed Orgeron may not do any more than Les Miles is, or Les Miles did. Let's keep in mind Les Miles won a national championship and played for another one. So LSU could win it all this year, and Ed Orgeron could still not be Les Miles.
Well, no, I was just referring to when they fired Les Miles, obviously – they were not at that same level of success that they were having from the 2007 and the 2011 seasons. They had dropped off. That's what I was referring to as more of like, did you really you fired Les Miles? Are you really upgrading with Ed Orgeron? That was my whole point.
No, I totally get it, and I pretty well, surprisingly, I agree with Clay. I mean, let's see what this thing looks like when they don't hit the quarterback transfer lottery and Joe Burrow, and let's see what this thing looks like when Joe Brady's off to be a new head coach. I still, frankly, I just don't have faith in Orgeron to keep this thing on the when there's a little bit of controversy, when players start getting arrested and things that we've seen in the past with him. I'd be interested to see what he looks like as a head coach. Then it's awfully easy to look good when it all goes well. I'll hold my judgment on Orgeron. Let's see what happens when it doesn't.
Yeah, no, and I agree with you, Evan, and that's fair, and appreciate the phone call. I think that. Another thing that's going to have to happen for coaches, especially, is that what is Ed Orgeron going to look like when the expectation gets turned up to 11 and the pressure gets turned up to 11? If he wins it this year, LSU fans are going to be all right. We're expecting this to be a common thing, winning a national championship. Mm-hmm. Maybe not every year, but every other year. So how's he going to handle that type of pressure? Which is there was already pressure at LSU, but to where now you have to continue to do it. They want you to be Nick Saban. You're going to have to be Nick Saban at LSU.
Better than Nick Saban.
Yeah, you're going to have to win those championships. So how does he?
No, you got to beat Alabama, and they did it. Yeah. And will they continue to do it? And I don't think they will, because I think Alabama is going to surge, and I put my trust more in Nick Saban than I do Ed Orgeron to get it done. But by the same token, he's got them there, and to the victors go the spoils. And that's pretty sweet. And not every time when they get there are they going to be playing in the Superdome like tonight. That's pretty sweet for LSU. I mean, you're talking about the rarest air there is for LSU to be going for a national championship in the Dome in New Orleans. So, I've said that the way a Cajun would, but I tried.
Hey, it's Hot Take Monday, brought to you by Crabtree RV in Alma. The RV Boat and Outdoor Show is coming up. Shop indoors and compare top brands of travel trailers and fifth wheels, as well as bass, ski, and pontoon boats. Incredible deals on golf carts, mowers, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, outdoor clothing and equipment, all under one roof. Parking and admission is free, so make your plans to be at Crabtree RV in Alma for the RV Boat and Outdoor Show on January 31st through February the 8th. That's Crabtree RV in Alma, where your family's dreams come true. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, LSU played for a national title before the Superdome, and it didn't go so well.
No, you're right.
They didn't cross the 50.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, that was
against Alabama.
Yep.
They also had Jordan Jefferson at quarterback. That was probably a big factor into it as well.
And that's the difference between now and then.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just without question. They had all the pieces then. It just they could not complete a pass, and it was ugly, to be honest. And it's one of the most boring games, national championship games, in the history of college football.
Yeah. And it's what changed the landscape of the postseason, because the rest of the college football world said, no more of this SEC versus SEC stuff. We're going to have a playoff now. We're going to put it in the hands of a committee. We're going to this and that. Well, and here you are. It's still like, 3 years in a row you've had an ACC versus an SEC team?
I believe so. I believe that's correct, yeah.
So,
well, and another point that you brought up, Clay, that I thought was interesting is just, you said that you still favor Nick Saban as far as the matchups go and as far as the future holds. You still believe that he's going to get it turned around and get back to where they're that team still. And I don't disagree with you. But my question is, at what point do we start believing that the tide is finally turned for Alabama and Nick Saban? At what point do we start?
When Saban's not there?
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, next year, for instance, if they don't make the playoff, if they lose 2 regular season games again, which I know is just unfathomable.
Well, then we can talk that. We can say that. Yeah, I think that we could. If they lose 2 games next year and they're not in the playoffs, then you can say, well, that's back to back. There's something. He's got a bad run of assistant coaches, and you know what? He'll probably fire him too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
He ain't going to stand pat. That guy will juggle his staff, but the guys that I know at Alabama think that they are absolutely loaded. Now, they're going to lose some good players. I mean, without question, they're losing some. But their defense wasn't very good this year. They played a lot of freshmen, and I'm talking about true freshmen, and they think those are going to be great players, and they'll keep them in their strength program for 2 more years. They're going to be a lot better, and defensively they won't be giving up those box scores like they have been, where you look at the stats and you say, well, they gave up 400 yards. Alabama doesn't do it. Well, that was because of the youth of their defense.
Yeah. Let's go back to the phone line. Sterling is in Center Ridge. What's going on, Sterling?
Oh, nothing much, guys. LSU, they always playing in the Superdome for the national championship when they make it. When Nick won his, they beat Oklahoma in the Superdome and the Sugar Bowl. They beat Ohio State. When Les won his, he was at Ohio State. They beat them in the Superdome, and when they lost to Alabama in the Superdome. It's like if they make it to the national championship game, they're gonna make it in those years that it's in the Superdome. And it's in there quite often. I mean, it's not like it's that they play the national championship in there every blue moon. They do play in there quite a bit, but Dabo, I want Clemson. I really don't care who wins, really, but both schools kind of irritate me. LSU irritated because because of my, even though I love him to death, he's a good friend of mine, Tiger Bait. You know, he's going to talk forever and a day if they somehow win. And then you got Debo crying about, and I know y'all say he's just trying to get this to reach his team. The difference between him and Nolan, they actually did say that. Album did actually say the dumb team against the smart team. That was really said. I haven't heard anybody downgrade LSU Clemson except their schedule. And their schedule was bad. It's no fault. Most of it is not their fault because they don't. They can't help what conference. I guess you can't help what conference you play in, but they've been in the ACC for years, and this happened to be down this year. That's not their fault. But the fact is, the schedule was weak. And you play. When nobody in your conference in the top 25. That's just a fact. And being on he won a national championship in the Superdome himself. And he had a lot more fans there when Alabama played the Miami Hurricanes than the Hurricanes in Miami. So it was a home game for them, too. Come on. It was 80-20 in the Superdome that night. Now, everybody knows that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand. I understand what he's doing. I just don't understand the fans that jump on board with it, too. I'm neutral fans. I ain't talking about Clemson fans, because that's what they're supposed to do. They're fanatics for their team. But I'm talking about outside observers joining in on this Clemson disrespect train. They were ranked number 3 behind Ohio State and LSU. It wasn't like they were. How was that being disrespected?
Yeah.
And when Noda was saying they were disrespected, he was talking about being called dumb. He wasn't talking about because they were ranked number 1 most of the year. You can't be disrespected when you're ranked number 1 and you got a number 1 seed. It was the fact that it was a dumb team against a smart team, and they happened to be playing Duke, which is a highly intelligent institution in and of itself. But he was complaining about how
I'm sure Clemson thinks we're the defending national champions and we're undefeated this year. How are we not number 1? Why are we number 3?
Well, the schedule.
Well, we get that, but I'm trying to look at it from their perspective. You're trying to say, how does Dabo come out with this narrative that we're being disrespected? I think that's where it begins. We're an undefeated defending national champion and we're not number 1. That feels like disrespect if you're in their corner.
Sterling, if you were their coach, you would be saying the same thing.
Right. I understand why he's doing it. I'm talking about neutral fans.
Yeah,
I'm talking about fans that jumping on the train with them. I'm talking about people from Arkansas that agree with it. That's what I'm wondering. I understand their fans. I understand their team. I understand why he's doing it. I don't understand why one of my friends from Conway want to argue with me like, man, they being disrespected. How? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah. Well,
did y'all really think they're being disrespected? Just y'all? I'm asking you personally.
No. I don't think they're being disrespected. I think, Sterling, that, and we're up against it, man. Appreciate the phone call. But, Sterling, honestly, I believe that in their minds they have to do it this way. They have to take this approach to be able to stay focused on it and understand, hey, listen, guys, they're not giving us anything. They haven't crowned us yet. We got to go out and earn it. But I don't think they're being disrespected. I think it's just the amount of respect that's being shown to LSU, who went up against some of the best teams in college football, who had an intense non-conference game on the road against Texas, who played Alabama, who played Auburn, who played Florida. It was just their schedule was chock full, and they answered the bell every single time. I think it's more showing respect to LSU and the greatness that they have more so than Clemson. So to answer your question, Sterling, no, I do not think they're being disrespected.
Hey, we are brought to you by Gaston's White River Resort, 870-431-5202. We've been telling you about winter rates. You need to start making your plans. Pick that weekend out. Pick a weekend out that the Hogs are on the road and you can watch basketball right there in your cabin. Build your big fire in one of their fireplaces. Look at the White River. Spend time when you're not watching the Hogs out on the White River doing some great fishing at a great time of the year to really be up in north central Arkansas. Gaston's is the place. And right now they're celebrating the winter months with 40% off on lodging. Right now at Gaston's, all you need to do is call 870-431-5202. They got a great team there, very friendly, very professional. They'll find out exactly the kind of weekend you want to have, and they'll book the guides, they'll get the boats, they'll take care of everything that you want. Or if if you're an experienced angler, they can help you set up the perfect weekend on your schedule as well. That's Gaston's White River Resort. Gaston's, a first-class time every time.
You're in the middle of Hot Take Monday, presented by Crabtree RV.
In general, I'm a win-win guy. When I have to spend hours searching for the right part, it's lose-lose. It's time lost for me and lost time for my crew. That's why I order from Grainger. With product experts that have the answers to my toughest questions, an easy-to-use website to help me find the right product quickly, I can rely on Grainger to make getting supplies for my business as simple and seamless as possible. When it comes to getting things done, it's a win-win when Grainger's got your back. Call clickgrainger.com or stop by to see for yourself. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Crabtree RV in Alma is celebrating their 70th anniversary by hosting the Greater Fort Smith RV Boat and Outdoor Show. Shop indoors and compare the top brands of travel trailers and fifth wheels, as well as bass, ski, and pontoon boats. This is your chance to take advantage of incredible deals on golf carts, mowers, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and outdoor clothing and equipment. We'll also be giving away a brand new KZ Sportsman. See Crabtree RV on Facebook for details. Parking is free, admission is free. So start planning your next outdoor adventure at the Greater Fort Smith RV Boat and Outdoor Show at Crabtree RV in Alma, January 31st through February 8th.
What does that mean?
It means they are the best of the best.
Okay.
It means that Jody'sAuto.com was voted by the people that deal with them,
their customers,
as best at first getting the car in one of their 3 shops quickly, finding out what was wrong with it, fixing it right the first time, and charging the customers a fair price for the repairs.
Getting it in, getting it out quickly at a fair price. Huh.
Real simple. Jody'sAuto.com. Best of the best.
Jody'sAuto.com. One stop for the best tire brands at the best prices, price match guarantee, and these folks know tires. 3 oil change specials. One stop for all services, all repairs, all maintenance, towing, and fleets. 3 locations, 2 in Fort Smith and 1 in Van Buren. When you have made up your mind to live by 3 words, do what's right, being voted by your customers best of the best is quite an honor. Convenience and trust since 1984. Jody'sAuto.com, best of the best.
Have you been looking for your next place to call home and just haven't found the right one? Then it's time to check out the properties at Trinity Multifamily. With a variety of apartments, duplexes, townhomes, and houses, there is surely one to fit your needs. Whether it's in the River Valley, Northwest Arkansas, or Central Arkansas that you are looking at, they have you covered. Give them a call today. Trinity Multifamily, 479-452-1817. That's 479-452-1817. Or online at trinitymultifamily.com to search rental properties near you.
We've invented a new messaging system using the crisp sounds of Bud Light. Crisp Code, Football Edition. This is how you say, game tonight. Bring Bud Light. Fantasy fees are due. That's it for today.
Brewed with no corn syrup. Bud Light, crisp. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time every
Look your
time.
best with Perfecto Cleaners at the bottom of Fiena Hills. Count on same-day service, easy drive-through covered drop-off and pickup window, and fast turnaround on alterations. Perfecto Cleaners always goes the extra mile to ensure your clothes look their best, making you look your best. Be sure to clip their coupons in the yellow pages, and as always, in by 9 and out by 5 Monday through Friday. Perfecto Cleaners, just off Jenny Lind at the bottom of Fiena Hills. Perfecto Cleaners, making you look your best.
Tired of all the broken promises and broken equipment at your current gym? The Fort Smith Athletic Club is the nicest and most well-equipped fitness and tennis club in the area, with a state-of-the-art fitness center, Pilates, fitness classes, personal and group training, and the best tennis facilities in the region. 7 outdoor courts, 5 indoor courts, plus pickleball and racquetball courts, and free child care is included. The Fort Smith Athletic Club. Call 452-4031 for membership information.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with John Neighbors and Tommy Kraft.
Work. Hello, boys. Have a good night's rest. I missed you.
Subscribe to the Morning Rush podcast wherever podcasts are found.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush. We are brought to you by Joe's Grill and Cantina.
Yeah, if you're looking for a great place to go and watch the game tonight, Joe's Grill and Cantina is there. Don't forget, during every Hog game, they will have half-price apps and taps. So Wednesday and Saturday, you can head out to Joe's and enjoy the game with all your fellow Hog fans. Half-price appetizers, all the beers on tap, half-price during the game as well. TVs all around the restaurant, so you're really going to enjoy a great time at Joe's. That's 3400 South 74th Street. Half-price apps and taps during the game when the Hogs are playing at Joe's Grill and Cantina.
You know, I don't know if anybody else was able to see some of the video. If you're on social media, I'm sure you were able. What a great moment that was last night. I guess you didn't have to see social media if you were watching the NFL on Fox. Seeing the reaction from when it was officially announced that Jimmy Johnson was elected into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in the class of 2020. Obviously being a former Arkansan and playing for the Razorbacks on the 1964 championship team. The way that they have done that, because they did something similar with Bill Cowher.
Bill Cowher the day before. Yeah.
And when they have the chairman of the Pro Football Hall of Fame come in, and that's where he first hears it. That's where he has no idea he's being elected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame until that moment. And to see the breakdown that he had and the reaction that he had and everybody congratulating him was an awesome moment. And I recommend anybody who has not seen that video, go on social media and see that, because that type of thing means a lot to these guys.
Just makes you wonder what took so long for Jimmy Johnson to get into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
I mean, the guy only won 2 Super Bowls, probably would have been 3 if him and Jerry would have figured things out. No telling how many more it could have been.
Yeah, and his time on TV as well.
Yeah, I mean, the guy has been around forever. So what a class so far, though, when you got Bill Cowher and Jimmy Johnson going into the same class. But I mean, that type of moment, though, when you see that and you see that how much it means to somebody, how much it means to these guys to get into that Pro Football Hall of Fame and to get that jacket and to be a part of that was truly an awesome moment to see just the raw emotion and reaction of it. And then you see Troy Aikman also tearing up, too, when he's watching it live as well. It's just one of those things that it's great for him, but it's also a painful reminder to me that what he could have done if he was just the coach at Arkansas at some point in time. Like, would he have been able to bring a national championship to Arkansas like he did to Miami, and then, of course, moving on to the Dallas Cowboys? But yeah, just a special moment there. And Clay, have you any dealings with or runs in with Jimmy Johnson? I assume you have in your history.
Yeah, so I'm in 1978, my first big break. I was at the Conway paper and was hired as the college football writer at Tulsa World. Covered Oklahoma State, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and University of Tulsa. And so Jimmy Johnson was head coach at Oklahoma State. And, of course, he and my dad, my brother were close, when he was at Arkansas. And, of course, he came from Port Arthur, Texas to become a Razorback, play on the national championship team. And first day I'm over there covering, he walks up and asks about my mother by name. So he knew all the intricacies of my family, and it was a lot of fun to cover him. For several years, I wasn't sure that he was, destined for greatness because, he was taking it on the chin by Oklahoma and Nebraska. And I thought, well, he's not as good a coach as Osborne and Switzer. Well, as soon as he got to Miami and got better players, it was obvious that, the players was the deal. He was a great coach as long as he was given, an equal stick. And Barry Switzer said, he told me the same thing. He said, Jimmy's a great coach, and they had coached together. So, a lot of dealings with Jimmy, and that I got to know him, and he's a fascinating character, genius level. I mean, just brilliant, smart, and he could have done well in any profession because of the amount of intelligence, and everybody will tell you that he was brilliant. So, yeah, a lot of dealings, a lot of fun, and he was a fun guy now. I mean, he liked to, those victory parties at his house in Stillwater were a legend, and I'm sure wherever he went, it was the same thing. I'm talking about dancing, the whole shebang. And I, the way the media was treated at Oklahoma State, when you finished your story, you ran by there, and it was a little intimidating to me. I didn't usually stay long. I couldn't handle it. John, you would have fit in, John. I didn't fit in so well in the Saturday night celebrations.
Trying to I was going over the list in my head, I was looking through the media guide here, looking for the list of former Razorbacks that are now in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I guess you got Dan Hampton, Allworth, now Jimmy Johnson. I know I'm missing somebody.
Steve Atwater is going to be.
Well,
Steve is not in it.
I think isn't he part of this class?
He's been on the
though?
ballot.
He's on the ballot.
Okay, maybe he's just a finalist for it. Okay, so
yeah.
I would be surprised if he does not make it in though, for how great he was.
Yep.
But yeah, I guess you'd have to go through. I can't think of them all of them off the top of my head. There are additional ones. I'm sure there's more. But I don't know. And correct me if I'm wrong too, Clay. Which years was it that Jimmy Johnson really wanted or had the best chance of having the job at Arkansas? Because I know it's
there would be two times.
Okay.
So when Holtz was hired after Frank retired, Jimmy was the defensive coordinator on the staff, and he thought he was going to get it, and was not hired. And of course he went to I believe he coached at Pitt as an assistant coach for Johnny Majors, and I think they won a national championship. It was somewhere around there. And then when Hatfield was hired, he interviewed and thought he was going to get the job, and they were having the preliminary investigations at Oklahoma State over recruiting scandal that ended up getting them. I mean, it was almost close to the death penalty. That they took away so many scholarships, and Jimmy was never implicated, but some of his coaches were. And Pat Jones got to clean up that mess, in all the sanctions. But that was in the back of Frank's mind, is what that had would Jimmy have been implicated to a point that that would have been tough for him to be a coach at Arkansas. Turned out it didn't turn. It wasn't like that. But that's what kept him from getting the job the second time, is that there were thoughts that maybe they'd done some things wrong at Oklahoma State.
And it's nothing against Ken Hatfield, because he did a great job at Arkansas. He had a lot of success.
He's the winningest coach.
Yeah, I mean he had a lot of success. But do you think that it was a mistake by Franks to not hire Jimmy Johnson at that point, though? Hindsight's always 20/20.
Yeah, I think if you ask Jimmy, it played out exactly the right way. And he, would he have been able to recruit the kind of unbelievable first-round talent across the board at Arkansas like he did at Miami, win a national championship there? He was a fantastic recruiter. He was great in the living room. Moms loved him. Maybe he could have done it at Arkansas, but he. Would he have been better than Ken Hatfield? I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say he would have done it, because given a similar situation at Oklahoma State, he didn't break through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's always the toughest thing, is that you see so many coaches, so many great coaches come from the state of Arkansas. You see them that they either played at Arkansas or were their assistant coach at Arkansas, and it just always makes you wonder. And Jimmy Johnson's the primest example of that. Just always makes you wonder of, the what if. What if they were hired instead of so-and-so? And Jimmy Johnson's always going to be that guy. But, like you said, Clay, it worked out for Jimmy. I mean, he went over to Oklahoma State and then went to Miami, and, he was renowned for his success at Miami and what he was able to do.
And then the Cowboys.
Yeah. And then when he was in the Cowboys and when he went to Miami, he still had some success when he was with the Dolphins, went to the playoffs a few times. But still, he had success as a coach. He's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
and obviously he did that without coming to Arkansas.
Yeah, and then you think, well, if he'd had any success at Arkansas, well, then Jerry Jones would have hired him at the Cowboys again. So then you would have lost that.
Yeah,
So
it's a good point too, Clay.
Hey, New Holland Dealer Days are back at Williams Tractor. They're opening their doors to help you tackle the season ahead. Special preseason savings are available now, featuring 0% financing and cashback offers on select New Holland hay tools, tractors, and material handling equipment. And if you're thinking about trading in, now is the time during New Holland Dealer Days. Stop by for details at Williams Tractor in Fayetteville, Berryville, or Bobcat of Northwest Arkansas in Rogers.
Got the third hour of the Morning Rush coming up. We're going to get into the best and the worst of the weekend on the other side of the break. Stay with us, folks. Morning Rush up next.
Being a dad is one of the best jobs in the world, but every dad can be better. Through encouragement, mentoring, and being there, you can be the kind of dad your child deserves. You can do it. We believe in you. And so does your kid. To learn more, visit arbetterdads.com. That's arbetterdads.com. Sponsored by Arkansas Division of Workforce Services and TANF.
Hey there, this is Travis Tollett from Williams Tractor. New Holland Dealer Days are back. Williams Tractor is opening their doors to help you tackle the season ahead. Special preseason savings are available, featuring 0% financing and cashback offers on select New Holland hay tools, tractors, and material handling equipment. Thinking about trading in? New Holland Dealer Days is the time. Stop by Williams Tractor in Fayetteville, Berryville, or Bobcat in Northwest Arkansas today to learn about all the preseason savings going on. For commercial use only, customer participation subject to credit qualification and CNH Industrial Capital America LLC approval. Standard terms, conditions, and other restrictions apply. Down payment may be required.
Crabtree RV in Alma is celebrating their 70th anniversary by hosting the Greater Fort Smith RV Boat and Outdoor Show. Shop indoors and compare the top brands of travel trailers and fifth wheels, as well as bass, ski, and pontoon boats. This is your chance to take advantage of incredible deals on golf carts, mowers, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and outdoor clothing and equipment. We'll also be giving away a brand new KZ Sportsman. See Crabtree RV on Facebook for details. Parking is free, admission is free. So start planning your next outdoor adventure at the Greater Fort Smith RV Boat and Outdoor Show at Crabtree RV in Alma, January 31st through February 8th.
The 2019s must go. Save up to $15,000 now at Harry Robinson's Salisaw Ford. 2019 Ford Expedition with the all-new body style. Now $15,000 off. 2019 Ford Escapes, only $24,230. And 2019 Ford F-150 4x4s, over $10,000 off. The 2019s must go. Up to $15,000 off at Harry Robinson's Salisaw Ford. 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisaw.
Crabtree RV in Alma is celebrating their 70th anniversary by hosting the Greater Fort Smith RV Boat and Outdoor Show. Shop indoors and compare the top brands of travel trailers and fifth wheels, as well as bass, ski, and pontoon boats. This is your chance to take advantage of incredible deals on golf carts, mowers, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and outdoor clothing and equipment. We'll also be giving away a brand new KZ Sportsman. See Crabtree RV on Facebook for details. Parking is free, admission is free. So start planning your next outdoor adventure at the Greater Fort Smith RV Boat and Outdoor Show at Crabtree RV in Alma, January 31st through February 8th.
Wave Rural Connect is bringing state-of-the-art fiber, internet, TV, and phone services right into your home. Get amazing fast fiber internet, 100 megabits for only $49.95 per month, or 1 gigabit for only $79.95 per month. TV packages from the basics to our amazing altered TV, starting at $32.95. Fiber phone services start at $29.95. Go to waveruralconnect.com to find out if we are installing in your area, or call 1-833-4-WAVE-RC. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here with a better way to drive at Rath Auto Resources. New year, new you? That's a lot of pressure. How about new year, new ride? Now we can make that happen. Just resolve to start driving better in the Rath Road Ready vehicle that's perfect for you, like a 2018 Toyota Corolla LE or 2018 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. Your choice, just $14,993, and make no payments till spring. If you're like me and your holiday was sponsored by your credit card, that should give you more breathing room than losing a pant size. Waiting on a tax refund? Ask one of our non-commissioned solution specialists how you can use your W-2 to start driving better now. If you're keeping your current ride, our Meineke Car Care Center is there to make sure your car outlasts that new gym membership with buy 3, get 1 free on all tires and a basic oil change for only $24.95. Start driving better today with no payments till spring at Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price affects trade allowance.
Full-time farmers, hobby farmers, and landowners, your time is important. Make the most out of that time with a brand new Branson tractor from Bush Machine and Tractor in Fort Smith. With tractors from 19 to 105 horsepower, we have a tractor that will fit your needs. Ask Bush Machine and Tractor about their special financing options and free loader rebates. Bush Machine and Tractor in Fort Smith is Arkansas's #1 Branson dealer. Check their inventory at bushtractor.com.
Elite Roofing is a locally owned roofing contractor. If you're building a new home or maybe need a new roof on your existing home, Elite Roofing can take care of you. Elite Roofing is known for their dependability and reliability. Just ask any of their satisfied customers. They are licensed and insured, and references are available upon request. If you need a roof, call your local roofing contractors. Elite Roofing, 478-8668. That's 478-8668. Elite Roofing, 478-8668.
When's the last time you did date night at Doe's? Doe's Steakhouse always has the charm and great atmosphere. Plus, the area's largest selection of in-stock wines. And all of the award-winning steaks at Doe's are perfect for sharing. And there's no charge for an extra side or salad when you share. Doe's is proud to be the premier steakhouse in Fort Smith at 422 North 3rd. Open 5 till 9 Monday through Thursday and 5 till 10 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. So make it a date night at Doe's for a great experience every time.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
We should see an increase in the sunshine today. Our high temperatures this afternoon in the mid to upper 50s. An increase in the clouds tonight. Possibly an overnight shower will drop down in the low to mid 40s. More clouds and sunshine Tuesday, low to mid 60s. And then Wednesday, partly sunny isolated showers to storms mid 60s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Hertz Car Sales. Make the short drive to 2810 Midland Boulevard. Call them today at 783-1722 or check them out online at buyfromhertz.com.
You're listening to The Morning Rush live from the Bush and Bushlight Studios on ESPN 95.3 KERX Paris Fort Smith. Broadcasting live from the Toyota Studios, this is The Morning Rush.
76-72, 8 seconds to play. Eric Musselman saying, don't foul, don't foul. Tyree, 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound, Schuler, the clock expires and Arkansas wins. The Razorbacks win it. They come from behind, a career-high 34 points from Isaiah Joe. And the Hogs escape.
With John Neighbors.
Every time you put a mic in my face, I'm going to say Arkansas.
And Tommy Kraft.
I'm not known as a guy who gets hand cramps when I'm writing checks.
The Morning Rush starts right now.
2 hours down, 1 hour to go. Appreciate everybody listening in on this beautiful day here in the great state of Arkansas. John Neighbors, Tommy Kraft, Clay Henry, Maddie T, all in studio with you today. And thank you, as always, for making us a part of your morning. This morning on Hot Take Monday, presented by Crabtree RV.
Yeah, they're celebrating their 70th anniversary, hosting the RV Boat and Outdoor Show later this month. It begins January the 31st. They want you to make your plans now. Parking's free, admission's free. They're giving away a brand new KZ Sportsman, so you can find out about that. You also see all the travel trailers and fifth wheels. All this is indoors. Bass, ski, and pontoon boats, golf carts, mowers, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, outdoor clothing and equipment all under one roof. Again, January 31st through February 8th, the RV Boat and Outdoor Show at Crabtree RV in Alma.
By the way, Dylan in Greenwood texted in, and because we were talking about how many players or how many people from Arkansas were in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Yep.
You do have Dan Hampton and Lance Alworth. That's the one we mentioned. And then, of course, Jimmy Johnson being inducted this year, but also Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones is an owner, yeah.
Willie Rofe.
Well, according to this list, those are the only four that are in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
I think Willie Rofe, is from Pine Bluff is in there. Yeah, we can double check that.
Did he go to the university?
No, you said from Arkansas, state of Arkansas. You said from the state of Arkansas. Yeah,
I meant from the University of Arkansas.
Razorbacks, you're right.
Okay. So, anyways, that's your four. All right. Over the weekend, there's a lot of things that happened. So let's get into the best and the worst of the weekend.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
We the best. This is the worst.
It's time for the best and worst of the weekend.
All right, it is time for the best and the worst of the weekend, presented by
The Fence Man. Hey, if you own a business that needs more security, or maybe you just want it to look better because that tired, worn-out fence that you have needs to go, and you need a better curb appeal, call The Fence Man. They can take care of everything. They've been doing it for more than 40 years. The Fence Man can custom install any type of fencing, take care of gates, controlled access, card readers, all of it. Call The Fence Man now for a quick, no obligations quote. 479-782-3936. That's 782-3936 for The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
All right, I'll go ahead and kick it off with my best of the weekend. My best of the weekend was Isaiah Joe, and just the performance that he put in, because I don't think that any team who does a scouting report on Arkansas is unaware of Isaiah Joe and his abilities, especially to shoot the three. I don't think Ole Miss went into this game saying, you know what, we're going to just go heavy at Mason Jones and let Isaiah Joe try to beat us because he's not that good of a player. I refuse to believe that. They know what Isaiah Joe is good at. They know he can shoot threes as good as anybody in the country. He may be the best shooter in the country. But they also know just how phenomenal of an all-around player he has become, especially this year. But it didn't matter because he still scored 34 points. He still hit 7 threes. He hit all of his free throws. He had some big steals, especially late in the game. Still rebounded the ball 4 times. He only turned the ball over twice. He was a playmaker, big-time money maker, shot maker, however you want to put it, in the game against Ole Miss. And the fact that they know that he's going to be a great player and they know that he has the ability to put up the points on you and you still can't stop him is just one of the coolest things you'll ever see and just shows how good of a player you are. So the best I saw the weekend was Isaiah Joe, his consistency, especially when Mason Jones wasn't having the best night shooting for him. 3 of 12 from the field for Mason Jones. I'm sure he'll bounce back. But Isaiah Joe answered the call, answered the bell, and as good as his offense was, that defensive steal at the end of the game on the offensive rebound by Ole Miss was, in my opinion, what sealed it for Arkansas for sure. So, great performance by him.
My best of the weekend, we've been talking about it, was, and I'll put them together, Bill Cowher and Jimmy Johnson's reveals that they're going to be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Just, we never get to see really those moments when they find out and it becomes official. And they knew they were up for it. They knew they were nominated on the ballot in consideration, all those things. But to actually get to witness and see the moment and the true, raw, real emotions for both of those guys. And Bill Cowher embracing his family and embracing his teammates there at CBS, and Jimmy Johnson doing the same thing with the guys he's worked with for so many years at Fox. I just thought that was a neat moment that we never get invited into as a fan. And I just thought that was one of the best moments on TV I've seen in quite a while. It's my best of the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, that moment to me, it was like...
Just both of them.
Yeah, it makes you emotional a little bit, just watching that and seeing, just, again, how much it meant to them. It triggers their emotion for sure. All right, Clay, what's your best of the weekend?
Those are all good ones. And, you could say just Eric Musselman would be the best of the weekend, what he's done with the basketball team. But I'm going to flip the switch a little bit and go NFL. And Patrick Mahomes, that was an all-time performance. And he had 2 drops in the first quarter. That was what stopped their drives. It wasn't him that gave the Texans the lead. And then he caught fire, and it was just unbelievable that the performance that he put on. And he just, I call him the smiling assassin because he's just smiling and having fun the whole way.
Yeah. He's so much fun to watch. Just the way, some of the throws he can make. And I know that there's a few examples of this as the season has gone on, but it's just amazing how he'll have big plays where he takes the snap and he is looking on one side of the field totally. And then in a split-second instant, he just looks over to the other side, throws it, and completes a pass. It's almost like he just has so much vision out there to where he can make it look like and have the safeties bite on one thing and throw it to the other. He's just a phenomenal quarterback. So that's a great one, Clay. And that's actually going to be a transition into what my worst of the weekend was. And the Houston Texans.
Well, that's where I was going to go.
Yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is that you get up in games and teams will have leads and you start off to a hot start. That's one thing that happens in sports all the time. And we see great comebacks in sports all the time. But how in the world did the Texans look as good as they did to start that game, as dominant as they did to start that game, only to completely and totally let it go? I have never seen anything like that. They were up 24-0. I remember another team that was up 24-0 at some point in time of a game and lost the game on a comeback. That was
Charlotte, maybe?
Yeah, Arkansas, Virginia Tech. Yeah, that was at least at halftime.
Thanks for reminding us.
Yeah, this one was early in the second quarter. I get, hey, listen, you can't ever count out Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, but you go from being up 24-0 to losing the game 51-31. I mean, you just cannot.
Incredible.
You just can't have those. And Deshaun Watson's a phenomenal quarterback. It's not like the Texans were just lucky to be there. I mean, they have some talent. They have some guys on that field that are phenomenal players.
Just to dive a little deeper onto the fake punt.
What was that?
On your own 30?
On the road in a playoff game.
In wintry conditions with a team that plays in a dome in Houston all the time.
How'd you let that one guy tackle
after
you?
Things are kind of not going your way already, already a spark for the Chiefs, and then you just throw, you got a little spark going here, and they just threw gasoline on it.
Well, they didn't want to give the ball back to Mahomes. That's obvious.
They did.
Yeah, but it's like, hey, you they're going to score a lot of points. So you have to figure out a way to score points with them, and punting is one of the ways not to score points. But I get it. Now, here's the deal: that's the best place to run a fake punt to be successful. But it's got to be successful, right? It can't fail.
Yeah, I mean,
that's game, set, and match.
Because you had a lot of issues here in the special teams department for both teams, especially to start. You had, of course, it started with the block punt for a touchdown, and then you had a missed field goal right before halftime. I mean, the special teams was not very good for either team in this, but I just, if I'm a Texans fan, which I don't know any Texans fans, but if I'm a Texan fan and I saw that was the performance that you put in, and that was the decision you made at that point in time. Again, if it works out, it's the greatest call of all time. But it's something that's going to sting for a while, because to get up on a team like that on the road, like Tom Brady and the Patriots would have found a way to win that game if they were up 24-0 on you. It's just the great players find ways to get up big and keep that consistency going. But choking it away like that, you just can't have it. So, yeah, that's a good one as well.
Yeah. Since we talked about that, one thing that caught my attention, we get back to this here, over the weekend, did you see what Michigan State didn't do in college basketball?
Yeah, that was weird.
71-42, they lost to Purdue. Michigan State, number 8 in the country, got just throttled. So, don't know. Again, I don't know a lot of Michigan State fans, but that was just one as I was looking through scores yesterday. One of the worst performances by a top 10 team over the weekend. Only scored 20 in the first half. Just an unbelievably bad performance by Michigan State. 71-42, get beat by Purdue.
And 42? That's what you said?
42.
42?
4-2.
Last time the number 8 team scored 42 in a game was probably back in the World War II. Back when they
in 42.
Yeah, back when they didn't have the shot clock. I think Tom Izzo's a phenomenal coach, and this is just one regular season game. It's not defining, but just because we'll go off a little off topic. Are you surprised as I am that he's only won one national title, considering how great of a coach he is? I mean, he won a title back in 2000 and hasn't won another one 20 years ago.
Considering all the Sweet 16 Elite Eights he's been to,
yeah.
all the chances he's had to only win one, yeah. I mean, just because he's been there so many times.
Yeah, and if you just put it the logic of numbers and the probability of everything, you would think that he'd make it. But Tom, he's been to 8 Final Fours.
Yeah.
8 Final Fours and only 1 championship? Again, I'm not trying to hate on because he's a Hall of Fame coach. He's one of the best coaches in the country. I'm not trying to say that he's not to that level. It's just surprising to me, I guess.
It's one thing to get beat, one thing to get upset. It's one thing to get embarrassed like that by Purdue.
Yeah, but no, that's by Purdue. Can you name one player or even the coach of Purdue? Because I sure can't.
Gene Cady.
Is he still there?
There you go.
No,
that bad haircut?
He coached. He was on Eddie Sutton's staff, and it was a great coach at Purdue.
Yeah, well, it's
Painter in there.
Is it still Painter? Because I was about to say, I thought maybe he had left though, but who knows? Who cares?
Oh, I thought you said, could you name one coach at Purdue? Yeah,
no,
I was going to say, yeah. Painter he's pretty good too. Yeah, and you have to go through in college basketball and you look at all the great coaches, and there's not very many that have won twice. It's just that is the toughest of tough to get through and then to win. And I mean, Nolan's a perfect example. I mean, I think he had 3 teams that I think were quality national championship type teams, and he got 1. So I mean that's unbelievable to for it's just a tough nut to crack, and I wouldn't hate on Izzo too much.
No, and I'm not hating on Izzo at all. I am just saying
I think you are.
I'm just surprised. I'm just surprised that he has had so many amazing teams. Because I'm also surprised about Calipari only having 1 national championship.
There's another good case in point because I think he's a great coach.
Yeah, I mean he's had I think more NBA players, especially in his time at Kentucky, than maybe besides Duke. But at least Duke's won a national championship or 2 in the past decade. But you just haven't seen it from them. So I understand. In fact, if you put it on a scale of what league or sport is the most difficult to win a national championship in, it might be college basketball. Because you go into a field of 68 teams where it's just one game, next team advances, which it's a very difficult thing because one bad shooting night in that tournament and it's all she wrote. How many great teams have we seen enter into the NCAA tournament lose in the second round. I mean, it happens.
I know you get double elimination in college baseball, but still it's about when your pitching lines up.
Yeah.
And do you have your best to go against their best? I mean, I think college baseball can be as difficult or maybe more difficult just because, can you imagine having a starting rotation at your quarterback or your point guard spot? But you got starting rotations in baseball. So,
yeah.
To your point, though, not always does the best team win in March.
No.
Not always, in early April when the Final Four is done on that championship night on a Monday, not always is the best team in the field the national champion.
In fact, I'd even make the argument that more often than not,
I agree.
You have the team, because I'm trying to remember the year that Kentucky team that was undefeated heading into that ended up losing to Wisconsin, I believe, in the Final Four in that game. Like, Kentucky was the best team in the country that year.
UNLV in the early 90s had a team that won it, but then had another team that I thought was just as good and lost in the Final Four for the first time. So, I mean, it happens.
It does happen, and that's the whole point is that I'm trying to make is that I know it's difficult. I know that there's still great coaches, phenomenal coaches, Calipari, Tom Izzo, some of the best you get in the country. And I know
Eric Musselman.
Yeah, Eric Musselman in there. I'm sure when he goes to wins the national championship this year, he'll be among them. But I just find those things fascinating for guys that have so much regular season success, and even in the case of Izzo, tournament success, but just can't get to that final game and can't find a way to win the championship. So that was a good worst of the weekend. All right, Clay, what's your worst of the weekend?
Yeah, I'm just going to say that the worst is the way the Baltimore Ravens and the Patriots, and I know that's over 2 weekends, but just the way they have devastated, the national networks by not having Brady and Lamar Jackson playing on this next weekend. I mean, that is just crushing to them. Yeah. It's like, Roger Goodell probably wept a little bit that those guys went out. I mean, it's those are the, they've still got Mahomes, but those are
some guy named Aaron Rodgers. So
yeah, but those are the ones that they probably have got a lot of commercials made for them, and they're not going to be in the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. So that's to me, and I'm happy. Don't get me wrong. I didn't want either one of those guys to win. So I guess I'm pulling for the Chiefs and Andy Reid. I don't know why, but I am. Maybe it's because they're fun to watch.
I got a lot of friends that are Chiefs fans, so I guess I'm rooting on their behalf.
Yeah, I like the Chiefs. I never had an issue with it.
I don't have a problem with the Chiefs.
Yeah, and Andy Reid's also been one of those coaches that has had so much regular season success pretty much his entire career, but unable to win the Super Bowl.
Dre Greenlaw got Arkansas right, and I know people went crazy over that.
That was great. Finally.
Are we rooting for the 49ers or the Packers, though, in the NFC game?
I don't really care, personally.
I think just for my personal viewing, I would like to see Green Bay against Kansas City, but
I'd agree.
I'm it's not like I'm not going to watch if it's the 49ers.
Yeah, and there's nothing against Jimmy Garoppolo, but Aaron Rodgers is a sexy pick. I mean, you want to see the best quarterbacks, you want to see the name guys. You want to see if the NFL had their druthers, you'd want to see
exactly
like Green Bay versus the Patriots in the Super Bowl, Aaron Rodgers versus Brady.
Rodgers versus Mahomes is pretty entertaining if it works out that way.
Right. And I totally agree. But it's that, and people also, and you can throw another, like people want to see the Cowboys in there because if it's the Cowboys versus the Patriots or whoever, they want to see the big names in that game.
Hey, that Cowboys-Patriots game, I think, was among the highest rating games of all time. I mean, for a regular season game, it was way up there in ratings.
Yeah.
And figure that one out.
I mean,
two all-time franchises.
Yeah, and I'm just telling you right now, nobody wants to see, at least outside of those fan bases, nobody wants to see the Titans and the 49ers in the Super Bowl. Let's just be honest about it.
Particularly the Titans.
Yeah, and if you're a 49ers fan or a Titans fan, I'm sorry, but nobody wants to see your teams in the Super Bowl.
But it comes back to what we were talking about earlier. It all comes back to quarterback because we want to see Patrick Mahomes and we want to see Aaron Rodgers. Out of this group of four, that's who you want to see.
Yeah, and if that ends up being the case and that ends up being the matchup, I'm all for it, and I'm pumped about the Super Bowl. But Ryan Tannehill and Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't really do it for me if that ended up being the matchup. So I'm rooting for the Packers, and I guess I'm going to have to root for the Chiefs as well.
All right, best and worst of the weekend brought to you by OG&E. Is your home in Arkansas at least 10 years old and served by OG&E? If so, they have a free weatherization program to increase your comfort, and it will lower your bills. They have a trained crew that will do an energy audit at no cost to you, and if your home qualifies, they'll come back and install measures that can include attic insulation, LED light bulbs, weather stripping, advanced power strips, smoke alarms, and a whole lot more. It's absolutely free. Call 1-800-272-9741. That's 1-800-272-9741 for OG&E's free home weatherization program.
By the way, this was a good point that was just texted into us. This, of course, comes from the 479, no name there. But if it ended up being the Chiefs and Packers, be a repeat of the very first Super Bowl.
All right, there you
How
go.
about that? So a little stat for you to throw out there. Quay, what was that like? What was the first Super Bowl like, if you can tell us?
I don't really remember it. It's so far back, but it's. I think I watched it. I mean, I'm pretty sure I did watch it on TV, but I don't think I was into cheese dip yet. So it's like I don't remember what the appetizers were for that particular game. Got to have appetizers, right?
Right.
Yeah, I feel it's probably rock candy, like whatever old pharmacies sold back then. Rock,
Whatever
and
they
pop.
had at the general store.
Yeah, and pop and taffy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Caramel colored taste, all that stuff. So
the Coca-Cola bottles were really small and really dense.
It cost a nickel.
Glass. Yeah, they were cost a nickel.
And you put peanuts in them back then.
Yeah, just back in the glory days, that's for sure. But hey, I will admit this too, is that with college football championship going on in the playoffs, as much as I enjoy the NFL and I enjoy the NFL playoffs, I still am going to enjoy, no matter who plays in the Super Bowl, this national championship game more tonight. I'd still appreciate and enjoy college football, especially in the postseason. Now that they've had the playoff games for college football, I still enjoy that element more than I do the NFL and the Super Bowl and all that. Because the points we brought up earlier, Tommy, is the Super Bowl is not about the game of football. You're not watching that for the game of football. You're watching it for the event, which is fine. It's not a bad thing. But for the college football championship game tonight, people are watching it because it's football and it's LSU and Clemson.
Well, you can watch it tonight at Sassy's. You can also check out Eric Musselman live. It's going to be at Sassy's Original Red House on College, and you can get by for the show tonight. They'll have the games on, and you can watch all the pregame stuff, and then I guess it'll be starting about the time Coach does his show tonight at Sassy's.
Yeah, and if you're going to go there, you got to try their barbecue nachos. I'm a big fan of them, and I've said it many, many times on this show, but this is the time to do it because you got to try it out and tell me what you think. Add a little chicken. Add the meat that you like. But if I could just make a suggestion, try the brisket. Their brisket's phenomenal. And you don't even have to just get it on nachos. You can get it on tacos. You can get it by itself. You can also try their award-winning smoked wings because what's better to watch the games than to have a big old pile of smoked wings next to you? They're phenomenal. Is it the honey sriracha that you're a big fan
Love
of?
it.
Yeah, I know Tommy's
Love
big
it.
on the honey sriracha. They got all those things. And they also got a full bar with great service, great people, and a great atmosphere. So check out the 2 locations of Sassy's in Fayetteville, off of College, off of Weddington for lunch and or dinner. So you sort of check it out. We got another segment coming up. I'm going to give into an SEC updates, things going around the conference. And also get to more of your phone calls, more of your text messages. 877-377-6963 is all coming up next on The Morning Rush.
You're in the middle of Hot Take Monday, presented by Crabtree RV.
Want to get in on the fun of the lottery and get a great deal? Just say "Gimme 5" and ask for the $5 bundle from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. For $5, you get a $3 Powerball ticket, a $2 Mega Millions ticket, and a free Natural State Jackpot ticket. It's an easy way to play all 3 games and get a shot at life-changing jackpots. Say "Gimme 5" for your $5 bundle today. With quick picks only. Offer ends February 29th. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Hey, grounds guys.
Hey, what?
Leaves. They're taking over my yard, and it looks awful. I don't have time to take care of it, and I think my dog Fifi's buried under there somewhere.
Well, Amy, you called the right place. The grounds guys are here to help. We'll clean up your yard, bag up your leaves, haul everything away, and keep your yard looking nice all winter long.
Oh, thank you, grounds guys. You're the best.
Call the grounds guys at 479-303-GUYS. That's 303-4897. And say,
hey, grounds guys.
And get $25 off any fall or winter service. The grounds guys, serving Northwest Arkansas.
Crabtree RV in Alma is celebrating their 70th anniversary by hosting the Greater Fort Smith RV Boat and Outdoor Show. Shop indoors and compare the top brands of travel trailers and fifth fifth wheels, as well as bass, ski, and pontoon boat. This is your chance to take advantage of incredible deals on golf carts, mowers, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and outdoor clothing and equipment. We'll also be giving away a brand new KZ Sportsman. See Crabtree RV on Facebook for details. Parking is free, admission is free. So start planning your next outdoor adventure at the Greater Fort Smith RV Boat and Outdoor Show at Crabtree RV in Alma, January 31st through February 8th.
Did you invest in real estate only to find out that real estate takes up too much of your time? If you answered yes, then it's time to make a call to the experts. With more than 30 years of combined property management experience and more than 16,000 units managed, Trinity Multifamily are the ones to call. Get your life back. Call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
The second location for Whole Hog Cafe in Fort Smith is now open. Located on the east side of town on Phoenix Avenue, next to Dollar General and across from Interstate Batteries. Serving that award-winning Memphis-style barbecue and all your favorite sides 7 days a week from 11 till 8. Pickup orders for Whole Hog Cafe Phoenix Avenue can be placed at 646-2495 or at wholehogfortsmith.com. Whole Hog Cafe second location on Phoenix Avenue is now open.
Crabtree RV in Alma is celebrating their 70th anniversary by hosting the Greater Fort Smith RV Boat and Outdoor Show. Shop indoors and compare the top brands of travel trailers and fifth wheels, as well as bass, ski, and pontoon boat. This is your chance to take advantage of incredible deals on golf carts, mowers, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and outdoor clothing and equipment. We'll also be giving away a brand new KZ Sportsman. See Crabtree RV on Facebook for details. Parking is free, admission is free. So start planning your next outdoor adventure at the Greater Fort Smith RV Boat and Outdoor Show at Crabtree RV in Alma, January 31st through February 8th.
Look your best with Perfecto Cleaners at the bottom of Fiena Hills. Count on same-day service, easy drive-through covered drop-off and pickup window, and fast turnaround on alterations. Perfecto Cleaners always goes the extra mile to ensure your clothes look their best, making you look your best. Be sure to clip their coupons in the yellow pages, and as always, in by 9 and out by 5 Monday through Friday. Perfecto Cleaners, just off Jenny Lind at the bottom of Fiena Hills. Perfecto Cleaners, making you look your best.
So, how many trucks?
3 one-ton diesels, 7 half-tons, trailers, chippers, then some smaller trucks, cars, and SUVs.
And who takes care of them?
Shoot, we go all over. Have no clue even if they're getting the proper oil or if the wheel bearings on the trailers are ever checked. Total mess.
And how much is that fleet worth?
To me, a lot.
Jody'sAuto.com can do all the service, repairs, maintenance, and tires, gas and diesel, get you in and out quickly at fleet pricing, and track all your vehicles to make sure everything is being done when it's supposed to be done.
Yeah, but my guys want someplace close to them. That's why we go all over the place.
Did I mention Jody'sAuto.com has 3 locations, 2 in Fort Smith and 1 in Van Buren?
Now we are talking. Jody'sAuto.com. Great idea.
The difference between making money and losing your shirt, taking care of your equipment, and keeping your people on the job. Jody'sAuto.com, they can handle it. Gas and diesel, tires, service, repairs, maintenance, towing, in and out quickly. Jody'sAuto.com.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Kevin Hickey Law has a great team of people who are dedicated to your legal cares. Kevin Hickey's law team is made up of experienced, caring individuals centered around divorce, child and custody, DHS matters, and more. Serving the Fort Smith area and Northwest Arkansas. Make the right decision. Call Kevin Hickey Law at 479-434-2414. And for Northwest Arkansas, 479-802-6560. Or the web at kevinhickeylaw.com, where our clients are our main priority from start to finish.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with John Neighbors and Tommy Kraft.
Work. Hello, boys. Have a good night's rest. I missed you.
Subscribe to the Morning Rush podcast wherever podcasts are found.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush. We are brought to you by AR Better Dads.
Yeah, you think about all these games we're talking about and all these experiences you may have had with your dad when you were growing up. Be sure and be the kind of dad that you want to be for your kids. It's an important job, and we're all looking for help. Thankfully, there's resources out there that can inspire, instruct, and even create opportunities for positive interaction with fathers and their families, no matter how difficult your family situation may be. Giving a little encouragement, mentoring, and simply being there can help you be the kind of dad your child needs and deserves. You can do it. Go to arbetterdads.com. Again, that's arbetterdads.com. This brought to you by the Arkansas Division of Workforce Services.
All right. Over the weekend, not only did you have some of the Razorback game and then some of the NFL playoff games and all of that fun stuff, but I did want to dive into a little bit of the SEC, kind of give everybody an SEC update, if you will, especially given the fact that, hey, listen, this conference is still trying to figure itself out. There's still some decent teams in there. So we're trying to figure it out. So let's get into your SEC update here on the Morning Rush.
Somebody said we've got SEC bias. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means more.
I know one thing, the SEC just got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
All right, it's time for your SEC update presented by the Paint Store.
You know, wintertime can actually be a great time to get all those painting projects done. If you've been putting off that room you wanted to paint, it could be right now is the perfect time. Go to the Paint Store in Van Buren. They can help you with great color selection from Richards Paints. Even if you need to do outdoor painting, they have premium low-temp application paint from Richards Paint's Signature Series that you can apply down to 35 degrees outside. Experienced hometown customer service that you won't find at the national brand stores. No, sir. Get professional service from Sue and Jamie. They've been doing it for years at the Paint Store in Van Buren. You'll find them at 1414 Fayetteville Road in Van Buren.
So for your SEC update, over the weekend, Auburn just absolutely trounces Georgia. Auburn may be the real deal. I know they're undefeated, but Georgia's not a bad basketball team. Not at all. And Auburn just made them look like children out there. 82-60, they get the victory. And I didn't want to believe it, but they may be legit this year.
And that's an 0-2 week for Georgia because they lost to Kentucky on Tuesday and then lost to Auburn. That's just a hard scheduling week when you got to play Kentucky and Auburn in the same week.
Back-to-back games for sure. So Kentucky, speaking of, gets the victory over Alabama. This game Alabama was hanging with them, even had the lead for a lot of the game, but then Kentucky went ahead and took it away late, 76-67. Alabama gets the victory. Tennessee beats South Carolina in a close one, 56-55. Tennessee, also one of those teams that's trying to vie for that top 4 spot in the conference. They're sitting at 10-5, 2-1 overall. South Carolina's 8-7. What happened to Frank Martin's squads here? I know everybody has some bad years, but it seems like ever since they hit that Final Four, they haven't really been that team of Frank Martin that you would expect to see.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Go back and look at the record, but they didn't have a very impressive record the year they went to the Final Four, right? They were kind of struggling around and
especially in the non-conference
lost some non-conference games and then caught fire in the conference schedule.
So maybe that's what they need
and
to
went
do.
on a run. So, I mean, Frank Martin has done this before, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, and I'm not saying that, they can't do it again.
They flipped a switch at some point that year, and because it wasn't real impressive through December.
No.
The year they went to the Final Four.
No, and so maybe this will be another year that they catch fire, but sitting at 8-7 is not ideal, especially 0-2 in conference play. Also, Texas A&M destroys the team that Arkansas will be playing this Wednesday, 69-50. Vanderbilt's 8-7, 0-2 overall, which is big, but also Vanderbilt is going to be struggling a little more this year, as it was announced over the weekend, too, that one of their best player, Aaron Naismith, has been out for the season with a foot injury, it looks like it's going to be. So Arkansas should take care of business in that game here on Wednesday night. Also, in a buzzer beater, LSU beats Mississippi State 60-59. So another grinded out win. No, Mississippi State's 9-6, 0-3 in conference. So they're a team that, with Ben Howland as the head coach, thought that they would be a team that'd be, not saying they'd be UCLA making it to 3 straight Final Fours, but definitely a team to make the NCAA tournament.
We were mentioning coaches around the league. That was a name we should have thrown in there, is Ben Howland.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're very big. They'll be a tough out for Arkansas just because of their inside size. I mean, massive front line.
Yeah.
Reggie, it's their center and forward will be they'll get a lot of offensive rebounds against the Razorbacks, I'm afraid.
Yeah. And then in the final game over the weekend, Missouri destroys Florida 91-75. That's their first victory. So just to give everyone the standings update of where everybody sits right now in conference play, Auburn, Kentucky, and LSU are the three teams that are 3-0 in the SEC as of right now. Obviously, Auburn and Kentucky are the two best teams in this conference. They're the ones that's ranked in the top 25. Arkansas gets both of those games at home, so that's going to be key. And they'll get another shot at LSU at home as well. Then Arkansas sitting at 2-1 comes up next in Florida, Tennessee, and Texas A&M, all at 2-1. 2-1 for Texas A&M may be a little surprising because I know that they were also a team that struggled in the non-conference. And so that's really what the top half of your conference looks like right now.
Well, it's early. 3 games in. Not a lot of sample size around the league yet, but just a picture. I think Arkansas can go 2-0 this week, move their record out to 4-1. If you're fortunate enough to do that, that would also obviously mean a win over Kentucky. You put yourself in that conversation with maybe Auburn is the best team. They're on that top shelf by themselves. But then you put yourself in the conversation with the LSUs and the Kentuckys. And people, I think, start really nationally should really already be taking notice of the Hogs. But I think by then you have to.
Yeah. Is Arkansas
I think
top?
if they'll be ranked, yes. Yeah. That was your question. Yeah. After Kentucky, if they go 2-0 this week, I think you'll see them in the rankings.
Yeah, is Arkansas top 3 right now in your mind in SEC?
Well, you lost. With that loss to LSU, you got 3 undefeated teams ahead. So I think they're in the top 4.
I'm just saying, do you think that
top 4 team?
Yeah, I mean they are for sure. But who knows? Maybe if Arkansas with that home game against LSU, if they're able to get that little bit of revenge, things will start to look differently. Yeah, but just given the eye test,
ask me next Monday.
Yeah, giving you the eye test, looks like Arkansas at least has that as of right now. Final segment of the Morning Rush is coming up next. Stay with us, folks.
You're in the middle of Hot Take Monday, presented by Crabtree RV.
The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma. Load them up and take off on your next epic weekend. Toyota trucks are made to go anywhere and do all the things you love doing. And when your day winds down, one thing is for sure.
Let's come back next weekend.
Absolutely nothing sounds better than an amazing weekend made possible by the virtually indestructible Toyota Tundra and Tacoma.
Qualified buyers can get 0% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2020 Toyota Tundra Special Edition. Toyota, let's go places. Visit buyatoyota.com for details. Offers available in select states and 2-3-20.
2020 is going to be your year, right? Join that gym. Start that diet? Nah. How about getting out of that job and into a career? There are millions of unfilled cybersecurity positions in the U.S. right now, and My Computer Career is training people to fill them. No IT experience or education? No problem. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. You could start your new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months. mycomputercareer.edu.
Crabtree RV in Alma is celebrating their 70th anniversary by hosting the Greater Fort Smith RV Boat and Outdoor Show. Shop indoors and compare the top brands of travel trailers and fifth wheels, as well as bass, ski, and pontoon boats. This is your chance to take advantage of incredible deals on golf carts, mowers, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and outdoor clothing and equipment. We'll also be giving away a brand new KZ Sportsman. See Crabtree RV on Facebook for details. Parking is free, admission is free. So start planning your next outdoor adventure at the Greater Fort Smith RV Boat and Outdoor Show at Crabtree RV in Alma, January 31st through February 8th.
Joe's Grill and Cantina is the only place to watch the Hogs. Watch every game at Joe's. Enjoy half-price apps and taps during the game. And with TVs all around the restaurant, you'll have a front row seat. Half-price appetizers like brisket nachos, Mexican pizza, 10-layer dip, or Joe's humongous sampler platter. All half price. And all beers on tap are half price. Watch every Hog game at Joe's. Half-price apps and taps during every Hog game at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street across from Harps.
Fall is here, and the weather may not always be nice outside, but it's always nice inside. Keep your game sharp no matter the season on the TrackMan Simulator only at the Golf Nut. This is the same technology used on the PGA Tour for ball tracking on TV. The world's top players trust TrackMan when it comes down to data accuracy, and you can too. The Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook for daily specials. The Golf Nut.
It's a new year, a time for fresh starts and positive changes. Let us help your vehicle reflect your good vibes by making it look its best. If you find yourself a victim of the winter weather, we will work with your insurance company and help you throughout the process. We offer a lifetime warranty and a complete interior detail with all repairs. We can quickly restore cloudy headlights, making them look like new and brightening your road for better vision on these dark winter nights. Think of us at Evans Body Shop when you need any auto body repairs.
Evans Body Shop, where we meet the nicest people by accident.
Attention Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative members. Do you need a better internet provider? One who treats you like a member and not a number? Then check out our new fiber internet services from Wave Rural Connect. We are bringing state-of-the-art, high-speed fiber, internet, TV, and phone services right into your home. If you are an Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative member, go to waveruralconnect.com to sign up. That's waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-4WAVE-RC. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
The new Michelin silicone plates last through everything.
On a world record-breaking drive from Alaska to South America in unpredictable conditions.
Thunderstorms, ice storms, they just don't quit.
Rainier Zeitlo chose Michelin Endurance XT silicone wiper blades with advanced quad-tech 4-layer coated silicone that repels water, snow, and ice and lasts 2 times longer than other blades.
It's coming down in sheets.
Real world proven. Extreme weather wiping performance. Upgrade to Michelin Endurance XT silicone wiper blades today. Only at Walmart.
You have work to do. You need a tractor that helps get it done. TYM has the full range of tractors designed to meet the task. With the TYM easy-to-use controls and features, switching from one job to another is easy. And with the full range of models from 19 horsepower to 105 horsepower turbo, there is a TYM tractor that's right for the job and for you. But you can't buy a TYM tractor just anywhere. It's only sold at authorized TYM dealers like Bush Tractor, 7301 South Zero, Fort Smith.
Hello, would you like me to find workout classes near you?
There are no stores that sell glasses within 10 miles of your location.
There's enough artificial in the world. That's why Michelob Ultra is brewed with no artificial colors or flavors. With just 95 calories and 2.6 carbs, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. 2019 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. 95 calories, 2.6 grams carbs, 0.6 grams protein, and 0.0 grams fat for 12 ounces.
Elite Roofing is a locally owned roofing contractor. If you're building a new home or maybe need a new roof on your existing home, Elite Roofing can take care of you. Elite Roofing is known for their dependability and reliability. Just ask any of their satisfied customers. They are licensed and insured, and references are available upon request. If you need a roof, call your local roofing contractors. Elite Roofing, 478-8668. That's 478-8668. Elite Roofing, 478-8668.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with John Neighbors and Tommy Kraft.
Point of parliamentary procedure. Don't screw around. They're serious this time. Take it easy. I'm in pre-law, man. Thought you pre-med. What's the difference?
Video streaming live on Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube.
Final segment here on the Morning Rush on this Hot Take Monday, presented by Crabtree RV.
Yeah, the RV Boat and Outdoor Show starts January 31st, runs through February the 8th. You don't want to miss it. All the details are on Facebook at Crabtree RV. Parking's free, admission's free. You can check out travel trailers, fifth wheels, bass ski and pontoon boats, golf carts, mowers, side-by-sides, four-wheelers. It's all under one roof. 26,000 square feet of indoor showroom that you can enjoy this great show for you. January 31st through February the 8th. Even your chance to win a new KZ Sportsman during the show as well. It's all at Crabtree RV in Alma, where your family's dreams come true.
National championship game tonight, Clemson, LSU. The latest line that I'm seeing is has LSU at 5.5 points, but it should be a great matchup between these two teams. Who are you guys actually rooting for? I'm talking about, and if you don't have a rooting interest, that's fine, but as far as when you sit down to watch the game, the team you want to win.
LSU.
Who and why? Okay, why LSU?
Yeah. Well, I guess it's part of it is the SEC bias. You know, I'm for SEC teams. I think that it helps Arkansas in some ways. I don't think, LSU is not going to get more great players than they already are getting. So I don't think it furthers their advantage over Arkansas. So I think that it's good for the SEC. I mean, you always hear players say, "Well, why did they come to In fact, I talked yesterday with Patrick Wicklander, who came from the Silicon Valley in California to Arkansas, and had no Arkansas ties, but he wanted to play in the SEC. He says it's the best baseball conference. Well, it's the same thing in football. I mean, it's just, and you hear it over and over. Well, I want to, the defensive end from junior college that Arkansas just got a flip for Coates in Mississippi. He wanted to stay in the SEC, and I think that when the SEC is riding high, I think it helps Arkansas. So that, and I know some LSU fans that I don't like, but I have a lot of friends that are LSU fans. They're great people, and I do like them.
Yeah.
And so I pull for them. And in fact, my next door neighbor is a retired policeman from Baton Rouge, great guy, and their mailbox has got LSU stickers on it. And I drive by it every day, sometimes 3 or 4 times a day, and so it's a reminder. But he's a great guy, and I wouldn't want to trade him as a neighbor for anybody in the world. And he's, and I know that for that family, it'd be big if LSU wins. So I guess that's my reasons.
Yeah, and I think I'm rooting for LSU too. And I get into arguments with people about the reason why I root for the SEC in general. It's not every time. Like, for instance, I hope Kentucky basketball loses every game. Yeah. I do. I hope they lose every single game. And there's been other times, like when
they're not. So
John, no, they're not going to. But I still root for them regardless. But it was the same way when Houston Nutt, for instance, was at Ole Miss. I wanted Ole Miss to lose every single game. I mean, there are exceptions to that rule. But in general, I like to root for the SEC because I feel, even though it doesn't directly say, because of this, Arkansas is going to be a better football program if LSU wins the national championship. But it's just it's a part of being a part of a conference that always gets the benefit of the doubt when it comes to, because I put it this way. If you have right now, you only have 4 teams in the college football playoff that are allowed. If you have 5 teams, one from each of the Power 5 conferences, go undefeated, what is the likelihood that one team in the SEC gets left out?
Not very high.
Not very high at all. In fact, I would say it's impossible. Yeah, it's impossible. You can't have that type of power necessarily in other conferences. You make more money. It's more highly competitive. You get more attention. Your games are always on TV. It's just the way to be. And you got to that point because of the highly competitive nature and the passion of this conference. Yeah.
Well, y'all root for LSU. I'm going to pull for Clemson.
Okay. Because your hatred for LSU?
Just the same reason you don't like Kentucky.
Okay.
LSU is just one of those teams. And, again, it doesn't have anything to do with Orgeron or Burrow or any of these players or coaches on this team. It comes back to I'd run that mailbox over if I was living where Clay is.
not if you knew that this guy was
I understand, but
special ops on the Baton Rouge police. You would not run his mailbox over.
Maybe I wouldn't his. But
no, you would not his.
Or at least if I did, it'd be in the middle of the night when he just wouldn't have any idea who did it.
Shoot a paintball
I'd go put a hog sticker over the top.
He could, and he's a nice enough guy. He would just cover it up with an LSU sticker, and he wouldn't say a thing. He's a nice guy.
Again, it comes back to just those LSU
now,
fans.
His wife might do something else. But
so, it doesn't have anything to do with, Clemson, 10 years ago resembled Arkansas. Blah. I know it's better for the league. I know maybe perhaps indirectly you get a little more money if LSU wins because the winner does get more than the loser. I know there's benefit to Arkansas, but I don't see any direct benefit in the short term that Arkansas gets out of LSU winning. Then I just can't root for LSU. I'm sorry.
Well, and I understand that, and I do, and I won't be mad if Clemson wins tonight. I won't be because I like Dabo Swinney and I like Clemson. I have no issue with that. I just also look at it from the perspective is I don't want to have anybody thinking that the SEC is lesser than what they truly are.
And it's
a perception thing.
That's the one thing.
That's right. Yeah.
And you want this league returned to dominance, and you lose again tonight. You lose again tonight, and then is it really Clemson that's dominant. Can't really say it's the ACC.
I kind of like Ed Orgeron. I really do.
I do too. He's hard not to root for. And also, another thing that's been thrown into that mix is people would say, oh, the SEC dominance has just been Bama. It's only because of Bama, which, okay, yeah, it's a big part of it. But be able to have that type of parity where you have another team that's going to be just as good and to be able to claim a national championship is big too.
And do we really want to hear from Tiger Bait? Do we really want him to be in here crowing when he sobers up, March 3rd from a win tonight?
Well, I've kind of got the best of both because I picked Clemson in our Pick'em Friday, and I took the points. That's basically what I did, and I think it's going to be close. And the favorites are in the national championship game in the BCS era are 0-5 as far as covering. So I looked at all those facts, So I want LSU to win, but if Clemson wins, then my pick's right. So I got the best of both worlds, and that's the way I like to do it. So I'm sitting there, and I can take it either way.
The happy hedge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
50-50 Clay Henry. Here we go.
Yeah, that's right. That's what Bo called me.
Yeah, I know.
50-50.
Yeah, I know. There's no shame in that. It's smart play.
Thank you, John.
It's smart play is how I put it.
The happy hedge.
The happy hedge for sure. But this game tonight, though, if Ed Orgeron wins it, I think that it'll be, of course, something that will be celebrated by LSU. New Orleans will be insane. It's already going to be crazy, I'm sure, if Clemson wins. But if LSU wins,
New Orleans is insane on any day.
Well, okay, compared to regular run-of-the-mill New Orleans,
yeah.
Yes, it's going to be next level type stuff.
I got a prediction.
Oh, okay.
If LSU wins, there will be part of the interview that we do not understand. that somebody from Lafayette will have to translate, and it'll be like watching The Water Boy. I mean, it'll be like the defensive coordinator and The Water Boy. I mean, there won't be anything that you can get out of it. And then at some point, it will clear up, and Ed will say, "Get used to it. We'll be back. We'll be back." I mean, he'll do his best Schwarzenegger imitation. He'll say that. Yeah.
It is a hot take Monday, so going out on a limb there. Hot take is that you won't be able to understand Ed Orgeron at some point in time.
Closed captioning brought to you by.
Yeah. Well, hey, there's a few prop bets in here. I don't know if you guys would be interested in any of those for the national championship game tonight. But as far as the prop bets go, first team to score, Clemson's at plus 115. Kind of surprised to see that they're at that. But the first score of the game would either be an LSU touchdown at plus 135 or Clemson touchdown would be plus 170.
I think the one thing that's getting overlooked in this game is the Clemson defense.
Venables.
Yeah, giving up 10 points a game.
I don't think anybody's really factoring or valuing Brent Venables' defense enough, and we'll see what they can do with that LSU offense that really hadn't been stopped by anybody.
Nobody has touched Burrow. He has been hit the least of any quarterback, and that offensive line is terrific. Now, they've got some injuries up front. We'll see how that plays out. Their best offensive guard went down in the semifinal game, and he's supposed to play. But those ankle injuries can give out. But Venables is a master when you give him a little time at coming up with new keys that will be tough. In other words, he'll have false keys for Joe Burrow. What they've seen on film of Clemson will be different in how they execute it. And they might figure it out pretty quick. But they've got good cornerback play, and they've been able to pressure. Their defense has been really good for a number of years. So I don't expect it to just be a 70-point game like it could have been against Oklahoma. And by the way, I did enjoy that.
Yeah, I think everybody enjoyed that here in the state of Arkansas, at least unless you're an Oklahoma fan. But for tonight, and LSU and the performance that they put on all season long, their defense, as far as the statistics go, has not been as great as what you've expected. I mean, they're still giving up 22 points a game.
So based on all that, are we expecting high-scoring game, which would be, to me, 40 or above? Or
I am.
Or more like in the 20s?
I'm expecting like in the 50s, which probably means it'll be a final score of 17-13.
Yeah. Oh, I'm thinking it'll be like 35-28, something like that.
Yeah. I don't know. And that's a great defense by Clemson. I mean, Brett Venables is as good as it gets, but I don't know. I just can't see it in a way that they'd slow down Joe Burrow. I just don't see. And that's not saying that they can't he's not going to go for 7 touchdowns and a half like he did against Oklahoma, but I just don't see them being able to hold them to less than 40 points in this game.
You know, I've got a sneaking suspicion Clemson's going to pull the upset. All the pressure's on LSU.
Oh, yeah.
Playing at home, essentially. If one of these two teams is tight, it's got to be LSU. Clemson's has been here, done that, won the title. I mean, they don't have as much to prove. I mean, they're just to me, it stacks up for Clemson to do it.
And, Tommy, don't forget the fact that, at least historically, has shown that when Heisman Trophy winners play in the national championship game, they don't perform well. Now, I know that there's been exceptions to that rule, but for the most part, Heisman Trophy winners do not perform well in the national championship game. Could happen.
I'm just saying, if one team is tight, one team is loose, you'd figure it's LSU with all the pressure playing.
I agree.
Right there at home.
Burrow was pretty good in his first game after the Heisman. We'll see.
Well, I mean, I know we just got a few seconds here, but if Dabo Swinney wins tonight, is he on the same level as Saban yet?
Absolutely.
Getting close.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean,
getting close.
It'd be hard not to say that's a fact. It should be a great game and a great matchup between these two teams. Looking forward to talking about it on the Morning Rush tomorrow and having all the breakdowns for it as well. Well, guys, appreciate it. So, but real quick, who do you got winning, Tom? You said Clemson?
I think
LSU wins close.
Okay, so Clay, you got Clemson, you got LSU. I got LSU. Should be a great matchup. Appreciate everybody listening into the Morning Rush today. For Tommy Kraft and Clay Henry and Matty T, I am John Neighbors. Same sports show, same sports channel tomorrow morning. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you then.